Hello, and thank you for joining us for our 5th edition Eberron campaign Shadows Light, where these guys are crazy enough to let me indulge my split personality disorder. So first off is announcements. We are a new channel, so anything you can do to spread the word would be fantastic. Next up, very important content warnings. This is an actual play D&D game. That means we may have some serious issues come up, like people's parents and trauma associated with that. It's very important for your mental health. If anything is starting to give you issues, feel free to step away. We want you to watch, but we also want you to be safe. Your mental health is the most important thing. Next up is spoiler warnings. The show will contain spoilers for the Eberron campaign of Dungeons and Dragons. The sorry, I'm still new to this. The Eberron campaign setting, The Dreaming Dark novels by Keith Baker, the 3.5 Eberron Adventures, Forgotten Forge, Shadows of the Last War, Whispers of the Vampire's Blade, and Grasp of the Emerald Claw, as well as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And another content warning, I get rules wrong. Guess what? It happens. Go ahead and at me, bro. One other announcement. This is a personal thing for me. These guys don't actually know anything about this. Everybody can see my nice little pin here. It is a lilac. It is for May 25th, which is been co-opted by Terry Pratchett fans for Alzheimer's Awareness Day in honor of the glorious revolution of Treacle Mine Road. So, just so everybody knows, Alzheimer's is a serious issue. Sir Terry unfortunately passed away from it. I'd just like to put the word out there about it. All right. And then we're going to get started with our character introductions. Brief, real quick, we're going to go ahead and start with Claire.
Hello. I am Claire McKnight. Am I doing the full description?
Just class, race, and like a sentence description.
So I am playing as Claire McKnight, a human paladin. Blonde hair, blue eyes, got an eye patch covering secrets that probably be revealed in the summary.
Yep, and got revealed last time, which I'll go over in the previously. Maury Yolan Hargrave, my apologies.
Yes, my name is Joshua Hazard, and I will be playing Maury Yolan Hargrave, or Mo to his friends. Now, Mo is a halfling. He's a bit short for an adventurer, but he has dreams that reach as high as any other, and magic to boot. And we're going to be going on a bit of a quest here while he tries to socially manipulate all these people into actually revealing some goddamn secrets.
Good luck with that.
And Mo is also a cleric.
Yes, cleric.
Yes. Specifically, yeah, thank you. And Claire, by the way, is a paladin of Dol'ara. And next we're going to go down to Nara.
Hi, I'm Nara. My party seems to still believe I am a tour guide.
Because you are.
I guess they think I'm good in a fight, so they brought me along for their adventures. Don't know when they're going to start questioning me about my current profession. Probably soon.
And race and class.
Oh yeah, I'm an elf and a monk.
And then finally, Lysera Moonvale.
Hi guys, I'm Lysara Moonvale. I am a druid, elven druid, with a beautiful best friend by the name of Helpful. She's coming into her own and is trying to find herself in her pilgrimage that she's on with these three very, very interesting characters that she's with.
All right. And Circle of Stars Druid, correct?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, go ahead and get into our previously on Shadow's Light. The party finished up a quest for Lady Devown Cannith to recover a schema. They found some more stuff. They also found a creation pattern and Joan Kost Kundrak, a dwarven ally of Claire in the past, hidden in the secret Cannith facility of White Hearth deep in the Mournlands. Upon exiting White Hearth, they were attacked by a group of Emerald Claw soldiers, one of which apparently having a history with our friendly halfling cleric, which led to her trying to kill him. Party then started to leave the Mournland. Mo had a dream where he was approached with an offer by Dalkir, but was saved from the temptation by his old friend, Jode de Jarasco, and a human man by the name of Dane, in the realm of dreams itself, in Dalcor. The group then continued out of the Mournlands. The staff, by the name of Helpful, expressed concerns about losing her intelligence once they actually exited the Mournlands, which thankfully proved unfounded. Once outside the Mournlands, the following night, the party was somewhat accosted / attacked by a group of individuals wielding a magical stone which created a darkness and silence field. And then they were there, and it was quickly discovered this is Task Force 13-1, the task force that Cost was a leader of. Having believed that Cost had died shortly before the morning happened, they were surprised to find him there, and especially since it looked like there was one there that Cost was already there with them. This was revealed to be the member of Cost's team by the name of Spectre, who Claire then proceeded to punch in the face because he had showed up to Claire as Cost. Cost got a nice little picture of you guys and handed to you as a memento of a successful mission, and then took off on a silenced and invisible at times airship. Then continued towards Rook'n'Droll to meet Lady Devown. Shortly before arriving there, you discovered a bandit that had shot himself in the foot while trying to rob you guys, who turns out also knew Claire. He was a member of Claire's unit under her command back during the last war by the name of Kilk. Kilk ended up tagging along with you guys, seeming fairly regretful of his bandit ways pretty much as soon as he saw a reminder of his past. At Rook'n'Droll, you confronted Lady Devown about exactly what the schema and creation pattern were going to be used for. Claire being extremely insistent, bringing up Rose Quarry and the fact that that place had been covered in glass. Lady Devown started to put things together while speaking to Claire, and Claire pulled down her eye patch, revealing the Cannith signet ring fashioned into a false eye from where she had lost hers during the war, and then to the side of that, which actually it's the right side, the dragon mark of making, revealing that Claire originally was named Claire de Cannith, and that John de Cannith was her father. After some blackmail on certain clerics' parts, the Lady Devown offered to pay for the schema and the creation pattern, and then offered to also pay if you guys acted as her escorts on the way back to Sharn. Catching a ship, you headed back. Lysera and Claire had a conversation about what Claire had revealed. Mo brought cookies. Nara just showed up in the
Blackmail is
room.
also such a nasty word.
Yes, but also accurate, Maury.
I prefer progression of fortune.
Another important fact is Mo in White Hearth had found some details describing what secret plans and experiments were happening in that facility without Cannith's permission, and had handed that information over to Cost.
A majority of their permission.
So they got back to Sharn, immediately discovered through a salty young boy selling papers, selling Chronicle, that there was a planned demonstration outside of the district that the party calls home, High Walls. Some revivalist people that wanted to start the last war again, believing that Breland was superior, were planning to picket outside. The paper said that there would be thousands in attendance, and getting to the gates of High Wall, the party discovered there were 5. Killick offered to shoot the one person speaking, which Claire was not particularly happy with. But then the party was met at the gates by Greykel, formerly Captain Greykel of the Syrian military of the Southern Command, also known as the Laughing Wolf. She energetically hugged all the party members, because she's a hugger, and the party started to go their separate ways. Nara had returned to his home to find Diso, the Thorani, his pretend girlfriend / handler, waiting for him and asking him to confirm that he did not follow through with the order that she had handed down to him to kill Claire McKnight. This is where we're starting back in. However, we're not going to start with Nara. We're going to start with Mo.
Hello.
So as the party starts to break away, you see that Greykel is actually talking to Claire for a bit. But I assume Mo wants to check back at his place, drop his pack off, maybe find a good place for that wash basin that you recovered from White Hearth.
Yeah.
All right.
Do I find any mail?
Well, first off, as you make your way through the streets of Highwall, you come upon your place, and as a reminder, your place is, your part of it essentially was the kitchens of a tavern at one point, with the place where the innkeeper would sleep above it. What used to be the common room of the tavern has been turned into essentially a barracks for some Carnathi expatriates. And as you're coming up to the location inside the tower, you see that some of them are outside cleaning paint off of their section thing, and you can just make out where they've started to erase it, the word grave robbers.
Grave robbers.
It's not an unusual thing for people to refer to Carnathis or to Karns as grave robbers, since they tend to use undead in their military. And overseeing this work, tall and thin, I don't think I described, he's actually extremely gaunt. The man who's kind of taken charge of these Karn expatriates, the long white hair, scars all over his face, Ilya, who you've met previously.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Hargrave.
Hi. How you doing?
I assume that your vacation was good?
Eventful. Aye. Quite eventful. I see somebody's been busy while I've been gone.
It happens. We are not universally liked as Khans.
Well, you're more than welcome to come over for dinner.
The offer is appreciated. We have been trying to assimilate as best we can. I do notice that you do a lot of shopping. Please, if you come by my shop, I have some selections of meats that I think you would very much like to try.
Woohoo. Absolutely. I do love a bit of meat. But do you have any idea who's done this?
The kids, the children in the neighborhood, some of them get ideas, especially as they get older, thinking that archons are worshippers of the blood of all. They are just children. And as he's saying this, you see there's one of his men is approaching, who you also recognize as Friedrich, when you had a not so pleasant interaction with. And as he comes up, you notice the, actually it's his left, the black and purple coloring. You've done a fair amount of like healing and stuff, being a cleric. It's entirely possible that there's a fracture in the bone right there, whatever struck him.
Oi, Fred, you've seen better days.
Yeah, my apologies, Vassal Hagriv. This is actually.
Do you want me to take a look at that?
You see, he's looking down. He's avoiding looking directly at Ilya. It's fine. I actually came over, Vassal Hagriv, to apologize for the way that I treated you before. It was unforgivable. So I do hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive the rudeness of previous interaction.
I don't hold a grudge. Don't worry. Now bend down here and let me take a look at your eye.
As I said, it's fine.
Don't argue with me. Get down here. I just forgave you.
He bends down to you.
I'm gonna touch him and cast Cure Wounds.
It's technically healed. Like he's not suffering any hit point damage from it. This is just like.
Well, not if it's fractured.
When I said it's fractured, it probably was fractured. Like whenever this happened.
All right, mending.
But yeah, no, it doesn't clear it up, but it does like. Thank you, Master Hagriv, Vassal Hagriv. We should be another half hour, sir. He says that to Ilya. Yeah. Thank you, Frederick. And Frederick walks off.
Half an hour. Bit early for dinner.
To get the paints off, I believe is what he means.
Oh yes, I see. I have something. Could help. I'm gonna dig in my bag and get out the wash basin. It can cast prestidigitation.
It can cast prestidigitation on things put into it. That is how that works. It's a very specialized thing, man.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I can cast prestidigitation.
On something this size, because it's like, what, a 5 foot square?
5 feet every 6 seconds is going to be faster than them scrubbing.
That's fair. But Ilya's going to be, if you're offering that, no, it's good for them to do work. It keeps them out of trouble. Keeps them from being hurt.
That I understand. Look, I'll try to talk to some people and see if we can get like some better watch or something put up around here.
He's actually just falls on laughs at that. So watch does not come into high walls.
Not the regular one, no.
Is you are talking about former Captain Greykill, the Laughing Wolf?
No, actually, I wasn't.
Well, she has she stopped by briefly while I was out. The lads told me. You are friends with her, no?
Oh, we've met, yes. She's very friendly. I wouldn't say we're friends. I don't know her that quite well.
So you obviously try to help Friedrich with his injury.
Yeah, with his busted eye. Looks like somebody hit him good.
And you see him like rub his hand for a second.
Oh, you hit him. All right. Why?
He reaches into his jerkin and pulls out a piece of parchment. It's just like a normal paper size and hands it to you. It's folded up.
All right. I'm gonna look at it.
As you look at it, it says things like all true sons and all true children of Karnath, enjoy good food and conversation about the strength of our nation. It is essentially a flyer for basically like a free meal and hangout sort of thing with fellow expatriates here in Sharn. All right, guys, hold on a second. We're having technical difficulties. Aaron, you disappeared. You still there?
I think he died.
Maybe his internet cut out.
Yeah, we're going to pause the stream for a second while we figure out what's going on there.
Cue the
Sorry,
music. Please enjoy this relaxing.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Hey, Josh, we back in? Oh, cool. Excellent. Okay. So, yes, so you're looking at this flyer that, like I said, it's just like a free food, hang out with other Karnathi expatriates.
So this looks like it could be fun. Good to meet new people.
A recruitment location for the Emerald Claw.
Oh.
This is why it talks about the strengths of Karnath. It's coded, but it is. I've been to the meetings a couple of times.
I should have caught that. I didn't.
To be honest, I've been to the meetings a couple of times. They actually make pretty good food. And they let you take it away.
Key. Yes, you see, that's the key, is the good food. See, Glanda had it right all along. The way into people's hearts is just to feed them and get them drunk.
I'm not entirely wrong. But Friedrich went, and he was not that with food. So I had a conversation with him. It seems he was not afraid of death, so I gave him something to be afraid of.
All right. Let's see, do you mind if I have a talk with him later?
Not at all. But I would like you to mention that the Laughing Wolf. Is that Grey Cow?
Mm-hmm.
That was found near the doorsteps. And you know that's the name of a place here in Sharn. It's like an apartment building that is also basically kind of a opium den. And by opium den, I mean not like, what's the term? It's crack house. That's the term. It's crack house.
So we have drug-fueled suicide bombers to worry about.
No, they're not Karnathis specifically, but it's the fact that it was found here in High Walls is the thing that he's concerned about. And then there's the other thing I needed to give you. And
And
He
waiting
motions.
expectantly.
he motions to one of the other soldier or other gentlemen that he's taking care of, and he goes inside and he brings out a wrapped parchment. Did not know when you were going to be back. This was dropped off yesterday, actually, by a rather impressive man. I do not know that you are. And he hands you the package. Did not know that you are friends with people with such proud lineage. Even in and he stops himself as he goes to say something. Even in school, we heard of Kost's grandfather. His
Who?
tactics, Commander Kost Kondarak, a dwarf.
Yes.
He's the one who dropped off the package.
Thank you.
His grandfather was his military tactics during the war. Mark still studied in some of the best military academies of Corvette.
He was rather impressive when I met him.
And sometimes the apple does not pop up in the tree.
Thank you. Given just the nature of that, I'm thinking I'm going to open that in my house.
Of course, it's not been opened. Would not betray your trust. And you can feel the package as you grab it. It's a bunch of papers, is what it feels like.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm gonna bid him farewell, but when I'm walking away, I'm gonna use prestidigitation at 60 feet to etch a few dominoes into the paint that's on the wall and make that little bit clean.
Fair enough.
All right. I'll see you later.
He kind of does it. That's fine. See some of the guys like look over at you and so you go back in your house, you open it up, it is exactly what you're expecting. It is the notes from White Hearth. Most of it has been blacked out. No kidding.
I was gonna be like, oh no. I'm gonna have to have words.
So as you're, going over, looking through that, I assume is what you're gonna be doing. We're gonna switch over.
Given that I've read that, I'm actually going to start looking to see if anything in my personal collection has anything on Dreaming or the Dalkir specifically, and if not, probably head to the library.
Okay. I'm going to say that research is going to be over the course of this downtime, because we've got you guys got a couple months of downtime here, actually.
Yeah.
So Claire, as everybody starts to split up, Greykel is actually going to grab you. Claire, I was wondering if I could have a moment of your time.
You have my attention.
Would you mind coming with me to the Manticore, just to sit down, maybe have something to eat while we discuss?
Sure, that sounds fine.
All right. And you guys start walking towards the Manticore Inn. And she's talking about like these demonstrators and all of that's been happening. And as you step through, the Manticore is actually fairly busy. And she's saying, it's like, well, honestly, the fools outside aren't really the issue. The problem are them. And you see there are some people that they do not belong in Highwall. These are some rather well-dressed individuals. Some of them look somewhat like aristocrats. Things like that. Someone has set up a dartboard, and there's a couple of them like drunkenly playing darts with the goblin who's in there. It was more difficult to keep them from causing problems with the demonstrators than it was to prevent the demonstrators from causing problems. And she'll explain that these are kind of like the upper not the upper crust of Sharn, but these are like fairly well educated members that heard about this like demonstration and came down here to interfere with it. And she was like, no, let's just get them drunk and not have a fight.
Okay.
She moves over to a table that's a little ways, and Kilk, by the way, is still following you. But when you guys get into the Manticore, he's actually going to just step off to the side, like he's giving you guys room to talk.
Okay, that's fine.
And you guys sit down, like both of you being soldiers, you both sit with like your back to the wall. Just old soldiers have it. And Kilk is like actually standing up against the wall where he's got a clear line of sight on everybody in the room. And you see those two guys that were over the dartboard playing darts with the Goblin, like they're swaying a lot, like they're throwing the darts and they're just kind of throwing them sloppily. But as you watch, they're actually hitting fairly good spots, and the Goblin actually ends up having to pay them money and just like looks down and walks away.
When you said playing darts with the Goblin, I envisioned throwing darts at the Goblin, like with his back to the board.
It's Sharn. Goblins are fun.
Right.
Anyway, so Greg-Hill's like, I wanted to talk to you because I got a visit from Grayson Irtala, nay, Danieth. Captain Grayson, actually, of the Sharn Watch.
All right.
Dolor's doorstep's starting to become a problem outside of high walls. Grayson believes that they are running Dream Lily out of there. And Dream Lily is a narcotic that had a lot of use on like battlefield for like surgeries. House Jarasco has access to a fair amount of it for that reason, but it's also a narcotic, so it gets used recreationally. Unfortunately, I fear that if the City Watch takes steps in High Walls, it will cause problems. We have some time, but I was hoping I could, when such a time came, ask for your help.
And what exactly do I need to do?
I am hoping look menacing and nothing more. But there are people there that's you see she's always smiling. That's why she's known as the Laughing Wolf, but that smile is a little strained. They are protective over their source of income.
I see. So what? Just stand there and look pretty?
Oh, well, no offense, Claire. You are quite pretty, but more look imposing was what I was hoping for. As you're thinking about that and looking like across the room, like doing your scan, you notice that Kilk has gone up to those two guys that were playing darts. And Greyco like follows your eye over and is like, "Is that Hava Kilk?"
Surprise.
We're going to need to get him a new cloak.
I'll take care of that.
He got transferred to your command, didn't he? He was originally under mine.
So, it all circles back.
Yes, I had to make sure that he got sent somewhere else before he did something foolish.
Did he shoot himself in the foot?
No, he spoke a fair amount about the fact that why shouldn't we kill their women and children when they have no problem killing ours?
Got it.
I think he has a history with Dargoon. It's entirely possible he actually grew up in one of the towns that was once part of Saya but got taken over. He was a very angry man when I knew him.
Well, looking at it now.
And you see as he's like throwing darts and everything, and like the other guys have, like, again, they're still swaying, but it's weird because as soon as they go to throw, it seems like they're straightening up and hitting where they're aiming, and he seems to be just constantly missing, like outside of where he needs to hit. And one of them actually goes off the board and into the wall.
Well,
And he puts out what few coins he has, and they take them. And she's watching it happen. Grey Kellis. She's like, that's interesting.
yeah, it's like he's quite the mess right now.
And then he's like, you can't hear, this place is fairly loud, so you can't hear the conversation. But he's having a conversation with these two guys, and like he actually brings out gold. And he's like shrugging, like, and they nod, and they're like, and one of them goes over and actually gets a beer from the bar and hands it to him. Oh, I see what's happening.
Yeah.
And you notice, by the way, when he pulled out the gold, that was all that was in his coin purse. Which reminds me, I forgot to mention this before we even started. Hey, Mel. You said you were giving him like a gold a day, right?
Yeah, I can give him a gold a day.
Okay. Do you subtract that from your inventory at all? Because if you haven't, don't. For reasons.
All right.
Totally
fair.
But yeah, it's like, and it's only like 2 gold pieces that he puts down, but his purse is completely empty.
I'm gonna wave him over.
As you go to like wave your hand, Greg Hill like puts hers on your wrist. Like, no, don't rescue them. They deserve this.
Deserve what?
You watch as like the one guy hits and he yells out loud enough that you guys can even hear it. It's like, whoo, that'd be 37 there. See if you can beat that. And Kilt's like, and because the guy yelled out, the bar kind of went quiet and everyone's like looking over, and you can hear Kilt say, well, I can try, right? That's the main thing. And Holmes like, go ahead and have your beer first. Oh, well, if it's all the same, I probably drink while I'm giving it a shot. And you watch as he starts drinking the beer, and all 3 shots hit inside of the bullseye. Sets it straight down.
Shot himself in the foot.
Because of a crossbow that's malfunctioning. And Greycoat just kind of leans back. Like I said, they deserve that. And you watch his Kilt like takes the gold from them, and he walks over to where the goblin had been sitting, and he puts down the gold that the goblin, or the coins the goblin had lost to the men. Doesn't say anything to him, just sets that down and goes and stands next to the door. And that is the most surprising part. I would have thought he would have killed him, given the chance. Maybe being in your unit did him some good.
Seems so.
He always was a good shot.
Well, I'm glad he was a good shot, because as of recently, it's been different, but that was definitely surprising. A breath of fresh air, if anything.
Sometimes people just need the right leader.
I'm no leader.
You were once Captain McKnight.
I don't tend to boast about it.
The best ones don't. And you guys sit there and you have a drink. We're going to go ahead and cut away from you guys there. Sarah,
Yeah.
I don't have anything planned for you. Is there anything you would like to be doing right now?
You said you
I've got stuff planned for you.
plan.
I've got stuff planned for you later, just not right now.
Oh. Whoa. Okay. That sounds better. Other than, even though we said the whole breastplate thing that happened, I would like to write my letter to my parents just to
Okay.
keep them updated.
Okay. As you get back, you actually do have a letter from your parents waiting for you.
Oh.
I will send that to you through Discord over the course of the next week at some point. I promise.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, you get back, you check on your plants. It's a thing that we never actually discussed with your plants that mostly because I found it recently. There is a particular magic item that your plants probably have underneath them, actually, because there's actually a
Magic dirt.
yeah,
Magic
essentially.
dirt.
It is actually essentially magic dirt.
I'm
Not
currently
even gonna lie.
bringing my houseplants back to life with a mixture of Spare the Dying and Druid Craft.
Yeah.
I'm mixing. Come back to life. Come on. Don't die. Lie.
I need you.
Sorry, I had this pulled. Oh, there it is. It's actually just called grass carpet. It is 1 inch thick and allows plants of all kinds to grow well within it. Each roll of turf is 5 feet wide, 10 feet long. Its grass and soil are self-containing and will not grow beyond the size of the carpet. Carpet is so fertile that plants growing in soil require only half the normal amount of sunlight and water. Being in the depths, like on the lower level of Sharn, that's important.
Can you imagine 100 square foot range of that and then casting plant growth in the center?
Yeah, I
My
can.
Lord.
Yeah.
Trees just.
But yeah, I'm counting that, like, purchasing that as part of your, like, upkeep payment that you need to make. But so yes, you get back, your plants are actually doing fairly well.
Yeah.
It looks like someone probably has come by and helped you water them at some point.
Aw. Gotta go up to find them and thank them.
If knowing the people around here, was Greg Hill probably had somebody, or maybe somebody that you met along the way, and your time in Sharn.
Yeah. It was that one dude.
But yeah, you get back home, everything seems fine. Helpful is actually like, I like this place. This seems nice.
It's my house. Yeah.
There's magic down there.
Yeah.
And you can feel she's kind of indicating where the grass carpet is.
It's the plants. They're magical.
What's the plan?
We're gonna have to have some talks about the world, aren't we? I see this now.
It's such an interesting world. This whole place has magic in it. It's not the same as magic where I'm from, but there's a bunch of magic around here, and it's like everywhere, and it's kind of pervasive. But then there's also specific magic things, and there's a bunch of people here, and some people are like big, like you, but most people aren't as big as you or Mo, and the meadow lady, and the shadow guy, and she is going to she is going to keep a stream of conversation going.
Yeah, I'm just literally just listening and just like kind of like shaking and nodding my head like
Despite the fact that she can't actually see you shake or nod your head.
Yeah.
Non-stop for 2 months.
Literally just
Pretty much.
non-stop shaking in my head.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's your thing. Welcome home.
Yeah.
Nara the Thera.
Oh.
That is I.
So you're in your place. Viso is there. She has just said to you, please tell me you didn't do what I said. Please tell me you did not actually kill Claire McKnight.
I did not.
Thank the host. And you see she starts pacing and like rubbing her head. Apparently, she is on a no red list. I don't know why, but one of my dead drops was compromised.
Wait, what?
One of my dead drops was compromised. Where I get my orders.
Ah,
That's the only thing that we can figure out is the fact that because I was called in a few days ago and asking if I'd given you that order, and I had. Of course, I'd given you the order. It was part of my instructions, and it turns out that the instructions I received were falsified. They kept in enough truth, like the fact that I was supposed to be your handler, pretending to be your girlfriend, and all of that, but the information about McKnight was could have gotten into a lot of trouble. You gonna say anything?
well, honestly, didn't really believe those orders anyway.
With what I've learned from my meeting, you had been given orders to keep an eye on her in order to find out about something to do with a group involved with investigating the 12.
Hmm.
The way the orders were phrased to me was that it was a threat to the 12 rather than someone investigating the 12. Apparently, the group is actually sanctioned by our house as well as a couple of other houses to investigate misuse of dragon marks and breaking of the Treaty of Thronehold.
Yeah.
How was your trip?
Eventful.
Did you complete the mission?
Practically.
Practically. You got, what is it, Lady Eladrin, she was looking for something, correct? According to your last
Yeah.
report?
She was looking for a schema,
It's
like
right, you
before.
mentioned. And so you managed to find that and get it to her, I assume?
Yeah.
Right. So tomorrow, it is your turn to speak with the master.
Gotcha.
Apparently, parts of this assignment has been complete. But there's another part that's unfortunately you're involved with because I'm involved.
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying.
Well, I will let you be then. Dinner tomorrow afternoon after you speak with the master.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll see you then. And she walks out. All right. Anything anybody else want to do?
Eat,
That's
sleep,
fair.
Oh, are we doing all this?
Anything
get a
like
good night's rest in a
for
comfortable
the first
bed.
day, just like the first day before you guys go to bed. Like, did you want to have a talk with Kilk at all, or after you finish talking with Grey Kel, or?
No, I'll take Greykel's offer.
Okay. Oh, of course. I'll let you know as soon as something happens. It probably won't be for a little while yet, so we're still gathering information, as it were. All right.
She having a seizure?
You okay, Lysara?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, your avatar looked like it was
Yeah,
having a seizure,
yeah, I
and
was
then you just
like-
went blank.
Yeah, I was like literally, yeah, we can continue. And I'm literally saying all of this while muted. So yeah, it was great.
Okay.
I had to mute myself so I wouldn't burst out laughing.
That's fair. All right. So Kilk finds him a place to sleep over in Trogan Square, which is a fairly large square where some people actually are just sleeping in tents and things like that.
Just tents?
Yeah, he doesn't find a tent. He's like, oh, don't worry about it, sir. I'll find a place to sleep.
No. You should live a bit more comfortably. Are you sure you just don't crash at my place?
Oh, it's perfectly all right, sir. I've gotten fairly used to sleeping on the ground.
I don't mind.
I appreciate the offer, sir.
You know I don't like taking no for an answer. But
Well, as you pointed out, sir, I'm not in the military anymore. And he walks off.
Oh,
Ooh.
So,
guess I just
uh,
live luxuriously.
The next day, Nara, you do have some time in the morning before you have to go meet with your family.
yeah.
I kind of assumed that Nara, Mo, and Lysera would probably go in the morning to go see Lay. Did you want to do that the next morning, or did you want to wait a while? You kind of sound like you wanted to go like as soon.
I have quite a bit of research and notes to drop off with Lay, so it's ASAP for me.
Nar was just gonna go whenever Mo went.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he invited him.
Lysera?
I was going to.
Okay.
Sweet.
So you guys
Get the crew
head.
together.
Are you guys inviting Claire along, or are you just leaving her to sleep?
I'm gonna let Claire sleep. She doesn't need to know about this right now.
Okay. I mean, you know she knows Lay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Also,
fair.
now that you know,
This is more of an introduction for these two, and
Fair
also the stick.
fair enough.
The stick, yeah.
So Enoch will be playing the stick now.
Yeah, dollar.
Hi, I'm
So-
helpful.
You guys head to.
The broom.
You guys head to. It's actually Trogan Square, because I told you a while back I'd figure out what the name was and never got it for you. But it is actually Trogan Square is where the entrance that leads down. And Lysera, this is your first time seeing this location.
Yeah,
It's
she's
actually-
looking around, taking in the sight.
So with Trogan Square, it's essentially a shanty town. There are tents and stuff. It looks like you can see places in the cobblestones where it looks like tent spikes were driven. and then like pulled up around is not as full as it looks like it once was. Directly after the last war, and you guys have been here long enough, you probably would have heard pretty much anybody flooded this area, like just set up a tent and stayed here because there were no safe places to stay. A lot of the buildings had been run down. A lot of the buildings in High Walls are still basically condemned, but they still got people living in them because it's the slums. But there is one tent that has just been completely left alone, and there's actually a fair amount of space around it. It's this black tent right there in the center of the square. As you go in, Lysera, you see there's basically it's just a hole in the floor leading into a stairwell. And it leads down, and it just does just like a stairwell and like a parking garage, but all contained as you guys technically leave the district of Tavik's Landing and enter a district of Sharn in the cogs known as Kyber's Gate. Mo's leading the way. Nara knows where he's going, but doesn't necessarily indicate that.
Oh, the tour guide.
Yeah, he's a tour guide, of course. He knows where everything is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Sure.
He's a
That's
tour
why.
guide.
That's why he's never eavesdropped on anyone before.
Aw.
No, no.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
don't
think
do
this is
that.
the first time I've seen him where he wasn't like 28 seconds behind Claire.
No one ever spotted him.
Yeah, no one ever spotted him
Legit,
trailing
no
Claire.
one ever spotted him, yeah.
He rolled too well on his stealth.
I know, but whenever Claire showed up, so would he shortly afterwards.
To be fair, the last time he got there first because he was running, because that was after the attack on the message station. Anyway, so you guys head down. You're in this hallway, and there is a door off to the right, and you can hear voices coming from inside, and you hear a familiar voice to you, Mo, and to you, Nara. Just you've never been really there to meet her in person. Where, Pierce? Do you know where I left that wand? The one that has the spell for the mending wand. Do you know where I left that? It is over here, my lady. Oh, right. Thanks. And
Hello.
Pierce, is that Mo?
Yeah, down here.
And Pierce opens the door. Vassal Hargrave. I see that you have brought other guests. Now, question for you real quick, Mo. Did you pick up some black root before you came over? Some black root towel?
I'm assuming I did, yes.
Fair enough.
Going to see Lay.
Area.
Are you carrying it, or did you hand it off to one of the others?
Nara's carrying it.
You good with that, Nara?
Yeah, I was about to suggest I can carry it.
He's got
Okay.
great balance. He's like a waiter.
I thought he was a tour guide.
So, you two see Nara. Nara, you've seen him before. You haven't actually seen Lay herself because she was always inside the room. But Lysera, you see a tall, fairly broad-shouldered, just if he was a normal person, but for a Warforged, he's actually a little bit narrower. Warforged, he has a quiver integrated into his back.
Okay.
And then a flail is actually hanging from his hip
Okay.
with and I didn't describe this correctly before, so the head of it is actually a lion's head.
Ooh.
It's the head of his flail. It is a dull silvery color that you all know to be adamantine.
Oh my.
He is
Ooh.
currently, actually, he also has a new helmet integrated on, which basically kind of looks like the RoboCop helmet that you will recognize because it was actually used by a guy who shot Lysera twice with fire crossbow bolts underneath
Yep.
Dorisharn Tower.
We ripped his eyes out and we gave it to him. It was gruesome, actually, for him.
You have additional guests, my lady. And he is going to step to the side to let you in. He has met Mo enough times that, and Mo is very much a friend, that he is assuming that anybody you're bringing is going to be fine. And you guys walk in. You see a, not like Lysera's wild frizzy hair, but sort of just completely unkempt. It's straight. It actually comes down to like the middle of her back if it was fully straight, but it's kind of like all over the place. Is a woman wearing a vest that has various pockets and like places to slide things in. She has a pair of goggles like on her head as she is looking around, and you see parts of Warforged like throughout this room as she's having a sec. And she looks up. Mo, good to see you. You have my black root towel.
Passed it off to him. Figure I'd use him for the heavy labor.
Yes, I'll take that from you, sir.
Let me introduce Nara. He's a tour guide who apparently runs tours all the way into the Mournlands. And this is Lysera, and she's a bit of a doof, but she's got some really crazy star magic. You are a doof. We love you.
I never said I tour guided to the Mournlands.
Well, what were you doing there?
You guys asked me to come along.
Yeah, we did.
Regardless, we'll talk about that later. He handles
But
himself well in a fight.
it's a pleasure to meet you, though.
Pleasure to meet you. And she starts reaching for the bottles.
Before you reach for that, I have a question, Lysera, if you would.
And before that, Pierce is in the background. My lady, you also have not yet eaten.
I brought a biscuit.
Now, a question: American biscuit or cookie?
No, American biscuit.
Okay.
Crumpet.
Thank you. More scone.
Crumpet.
Crumpets are
Scone.
great. Crumpets are like a combination of biscuit and pancake, and it's the most amazing thing. I'm off topic. But
Scones are
It's
too dry.
crumpets are worth it. So she takes it and looks at Pierce and is like, see? Yes, you have a question for me?
Yes, Lysera, if you would, the stick.
And she starts reaching, like, as she's eating the biscuits for one of the bottles.
Nara's bringing it slowly.
Well,
bringing
it is
closer.
a pretty dry biscuit. She's gonna have something to wash it down.
You know, he's slowly bringing it closer.
She takes it and
Enabler.
You can
Yeah.
see me out of character being really, really coding helpful really tightly. But anyways, she's going to.
So we ran across a wee bit of something special when we were out there beyond the wall, and I recognized the handwriting.
Did the necklace work?
It did. So far as I
Excellent.
used it, I only got the chance to use it once. Well, I got the chance to use it, but we were in the midst of shit. I didn't think about it. But the time I did use it worked like a charm.
Excellent.
I will get into that later in a private conversation. But Lysera, the stick, I recognize the handwriting. And I didn't know if you knew anything about it because it's not a regular war staff. It doesn't seem to be proper.
You watch the recognition over her face. That's and Pierce in the back like takes a step forward. My lady.
Like it was either you or whoever taught you how to write.
Pierce, you recognize this? It looks like a facsimile of a war staff.
Like a fake one.
My lady, did you not make such a
wasn't
thing
a fake staff.
on the night of Kelden Ridge? Yes, Pierce, I did. Dane asked me to pretend to make a war staff so that he could draw the Warforged out so that he and the rest of the group, including Jode, could sneak into the facility.
Well, it's certainly not fake. Apparently, it's got a voice.
And as she's looking at it, she's like, "That's," and she's pointing near the top. She's not actually touching it, but she's like looking, and she's like, "That's. I didn't have a dragon shard. I didn't have a lot of other tools, but I didn't have a dragon shard. There's a dragon shard on that." And if I haven't described properly, there is actually inside the tip of the staff is a dragon shard.
Well, I don't know if somebody put it there, but it
That's
talks to the druid, who talks to the sky,
hey,
which
Lythera.
I might say, now that I'm saying it out loud, does make this argument seem not good. But
Lythera.
Yeah.
Helpful has not said a word.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. You said it talks.
yes, supposedly.
Yeah. I have conversations with Helpful, yes.
I'm sorry.
It's
Helpful.
very strange to watch.
Yeah.
Helpful.
Yes,
Yeah.
we named it.
You named it helpful.
Well, it named
Because
it,
it was
really.
helpful.
We were like, well, you're helpful. And it was like, well, sure.
Then it asks what's helpful.
And so we just named the staff Helpful, yeah.
Then it asks what's the name.
And I'm sorry. You can speak to it as well.
No, it's what
No, she
she relayed.
transcribed it later to us
Yeah.
over the fire.
Oh, okay. And she's looking at it, and 1 second. And she pulls out a wand and it's like, "May I?" It's simple identification. That's all.
Okay. Lythera is internally worried because Helpful has not said a fucking word yet.
And you watch as she traces a pattern in the air with the wand. Oh. Okay, that makes sense. That doesn't. And that's certain. But if that... And then the coefficients of... And Mo, you've seen Lay work before where she's done this sort of thing where she's like talking to herself, but only half talking to herself.
Make sure you're not inversing the properties there. I tried to figure it out too.
And like she puts the wand down. And I'm sorry, it's Lythera, right?
Mhm.
By the way, I love your hair.
Thank you.
And you said she talks to the sky.
Well, she has a thing with stars. I don't know if she talks to it, but she certainly gets a lot from it. I've taken some notes and done some minor translations. I'll show you later.
Okay. So you're a sorcerer, or a wizard, or artificer?
Right.
A war staff is only supposed to be able to be used by an arcane spellcaster.
Another issue in my notes.
And is she saying anything right now?
No, not
I
at the
assume she,
moment.
because it sounded like you guys were that you all had referred to as she. That's proper gender?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems to be. Weird, given she's got wood.
Probably she doesn't know what a gender is.
That too.
To be fair, that's probably be easier. And she's not saying anything at the moment, then?
No. Normally she would be, though.
Helpful. That's your name, right? Tell her I said hi.
Helpful. 'Cause- 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 ' Helpful, are you there?
That last bit was helpful.
Oh, that
Yeah.
last bit was helpful.
Yeah,
Okay.
the tell her I said hi. That was tell her I said hi.
Helpful does says hi.
She created me.
Helpful knows that you was the one who created Helpful.
She's not like the metal lady. Her energy is different. She's like, and she cuts off. No, I shouldn't say this.
What do you mean Helpful? You can say it.
No, I shouldn't say it. It's not mine to say. It's the thing I noticed before, and I shouldn't say it.
I thought you trusted me.
I do trust you. It's just it's not about trust. It's about the fact that it might be a secret, and I don't know if it's a secret from her, but if not, it is her secret. And then if I told
Okay.
you that would be rude.
That is fair, yeah.
And see, this is what I'm talking about.
And-
She'll
and-
just
and-
sit
and
down
Leia's like,
and talk to the stick, and it doesn't say anything. She acts like it does, but I think there's actually something going on.
No, it is awakened. That identifies.
Yes, I know. I can see that. I tried to figure it out. It's weird.
I
Well, I
love
mean-
how like Sarah's literally just talking to herself right then. and
Yeah,
there. It's
no,
great.
that's why I was like, but no, it is awakened. There's a consciousness that I can tell. What is it saying that you're saying? You're asking if it trusts you?
Well, you see, Helpful can, I guess, sense different properties in people, and Helpful had just told me that your properties were different from our friend Claire just now.
Claire, I know Claire, right?
Huh.
She came with you the first time, stop by, and Pierce is gonna step up. Captain Claire is one of the friends. There is the friend that's Vassal Mori brought the first time that he came. That's right. That's right. I thought it was. But why would our energies be? Why? It sounds like she expected her energies to be the same. Why would she expect our energies to be the same?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you.
She thinks I'm big, so
Yeah.
I don't think she can see.
But she,
Don't
from
know.
what I can tell, she is perceiving the world through a detect magic spell, a constant one. Shielding
God, that's
the
gotta hurt.
well, it's that somehow she's shielding the awakened mind from what should be overwhelming through some other property, but she can focus on certain things. From what I can tell, has she ever been able to do anything other than just sense the magic?
Mhm.
Do you need a reminder out of character?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Hey Mo, you've got a pearl of power, don't you?
Yes, I do.
How did you know it was a pearl of power?
Oh, right. Yeah.
She can identify.
It's pretty.
Gotcha.
She also extends the range of your spells pretty wide.
That's just war staff.
Yeah.
Well, she does that too.
If you bring that up to Lei, she's like, okay, so she does actually operate as a war staff. So that's good. That's interesting.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna bring all of this up anyway, too. So,
and
including that.
Identify?
It's like we found a pediatrician.
That's. How did you? Where did you find her?
In the
Outside of
Moorlands.
Whiteheart.
I found it in the Mournlands.
Yes, where?
Outside of Whiteheart.
Yeah.
Looked like a battlefield.
It looked like a battlefield, smelled like a battlefield.
Definitely was a battlefield, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Pierce perks up from behind. Keldon Ridge.
I also found this there. He pulls out the double-bladed scimitar.
There were no Valinar at Keldon Ridge. And if you remember, I think you're the one who did like this investigation check where you discovered that the Valinar Umbrella soldiers that were on that battlefield hadn't been there actually that long.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just
Relay that.
Yeah, I was just reminding you out of character.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while since that.
That's true. Yeah.
So you made your way into the facility at Whitehearth.
And that's where I found this.
You put down the papers? Okay. Leigh's going to look at it and go, research notes.
Yes, apparently they were all up to quite a bit of fun. Not good fun for anyone involved, painful fun. Some fun involving new things feeling pain. But it looked like it could be useful towards your research, and I trust you a bit more ethically than whoever was behind this shit show of a project.
And she does like this as she's actually turning away from you guys. And she's just like, she's moving her hair like over her shoulder so that it doesn't keep flapping behind her. And as she does, and she's turned away, Lysera and Nara, you can see the mark of making like at the base of her neck. And Mo, you already knew that she was formerly of House Kenneth. She goes over to the research and starts looking through it.
Apparently they were not working alone, but working on, well, we're not really sure what to call them. It's like a warforge, but they were growing them.
And she stops flipping through papers. Did you say that? Who was?
Well, it seemed to be a few people involved. What were their names again? God.
John.
No, well, that was one of them.
John DeCanneth was not the guy involved. It was a husband and wife.
And I'll look at my notes. Hold on.
I'm gonna flip through some of the notes till I can find the name.
I can tell you. Aleza and Talon, Talin DeCanneth.
It was Aleza and Talon DeCanneth. Were
Leigh doesn't get a lot of sunlight, so she's fairly pale already. You watch any amount of blood drain from her face as you say those names.
Well, that got a bit of a reaction. You all right? Do you need to sit down?
And Pierce is already like there with a chair. Sit down, my lady. Roll for her real quick. Oh, she's good.
Gonna touch the bottle of Blackroot and chill it with prestidigitation. Take a sip of that.
It's supposed to be hot.
I'll heat it up then.
It's tea, man. It's essentially coffee.
I deliver it. You think you deliver hot tea across town?
Yeah.
I figured it was like a cold brew.
No, the crates, Leigh actually made the crates. The outside's fine, but the inside actually keeps it warm.
Oh, all right. I'll heat it back up. There you go.
And she goes to reach for the bottle and is like, Pierce, there is a bottle on the back shelf, earthenware jug, actually. Could you get that? Will you be all right alone, my lady?
Alchemy jug, you will. Yeah.
I'll be fine, Pierce. And you see, like, with everyone here is wisdom based, so all of your passive insights are good enough. She is close to a panic attack and close to being in tears. Elisa and Talon.
Yeah, those are the names.
They worked with Aaron de Kenneth on creating the Warforged.
I believe that came up in some history lesson. While
Cost
back.
actually brought that up too as well. Just as a reminder.
I know, I want to hear what she has to say about it.
They worked at a facility at Black Lion. And I knew them. They were in the facility at White Hearth on the day of mourning.
Well, they seem to be on the verge of something because it was still growing in there. Wasn't good.
They succeeded.
I don't know if what happened in that room can be called success.
If you remember, Mo, what they were doing in that room was based on their research, but was completely different than what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that room, they were trying to create essentially a soldier. They were trying to create a person. They didn't succeed at White Hearth. They succeeded at Black Lion.
Are you saying there's more of these things at Black Lion?
What is this thing that you're talking about?
Oh well, before we found the research, there was growing humanoid things in tanks, and they were very unhappy to see us.
Oh, that was probably someone. Wait, in a Kenneth facility, sanctioned.
I don't believe it was sanctioned. No.
Then it was probably somebody working on an off-the-books project.
Yes, that would be one John DeCanneth.
No, it's again, some of the research was John DeCanneth's. He was not there working on it anymore.
No, but his quill business was involved.
That was ages ago. Just so we're clear, just so that, because again, it's been a while since we've looked through this. They weren't trying to create any sort of, well, some people might call it a monstrosity, but they weren't trying to create a soldier or anything.
It looked like a fleshy warforged.
Yeah.
That is certainly not what they were trying to create.
It was very, very icky. And,
Far too much flesh.
yeah.
At first, I actually thought it was a flesh golem, but
And Pierce has come over with the earthenware jug at this point, and Clay pulls the top off. God, how did they never drink that stuff?
I'm trying not to say anything right now until I get a private moment.
Your friends, Mo, are trustworthy?
All right, I met Dalkir.
No, I was asking. That was Clay asking if your friends are trustworthy.
Yes, they are. Not so sure about the tour guide, but I trust him enough. Plus, there's not much he can do with the information I'm about to share.
It's information I intend to share that I'm worried about. Eliza and Talon were my parents.
Oh.
And Lysera, hopeful's like, kinda?
Kinda?
And you see, you have to say that out loud. So
Yeah.
Lay is like,
Pardon me, what do you mean, kinda?
that's actually accurate. Kinda.
What do you mean, kinda?
Claire said that she met Dane and Jode in dreams. I've never seen them since they disappeared. Because Warforged don't dream.
What does Pierce's not dreaming have to do with this?
Pierce isn't the only Warforged here.
Are you sure you're not crazy? You look like a real person.
And Helpful goes, yeah, that's what I wasn't going to say, because it was kind of hers to say.
But you don't look like one of the fleshy things. You look like a real person, like a person with parents.
My parents succeeded in what they were trying to do.
Well, this opens up a lot.
This is what I've been trying to recreate. This is how I was planning to bring back Dane and Jode.
All right, I met a Delkir.
A what?
Do you know about the Delkir?
By the way, Lysera and Nara, this is the first you've heard of this.
Yeah.
Well, it was when we
Thanks.
were on our way back, actually. I honestly think that it was this that you made that drew its attention. And it's all in my notes that I'll give to you later. But
as a reminder, Mo, you tried to use that twice, and the second time it did not work. It still expended charge, but it didn't actually. It still the healing was still halved. Because remember, I made a roll randomly by the screen.
But
You
it had me in quite a tight spot, and I honestly thought I was gonna die. But I got pulled out by Jode and Dane.
You saw them as well. How are they? Is Dane okay? Have the quarry caught up with them? And Pierce will put his hand. Let him speak, my lady.
I don't know what the quarry is. I don't know if they're really okay, but I wrote down what Dane said.
She looks at it. She's like,
I couldn't say it out loud quite right.
She looks at it. Is that everything that Dane told you to tell her? She looks at the first one. Okay. That's not good. That's worse. Okay. And full tears at that last item on the list.
Given that I'm fairly certain that Dane knew what you've just told us, I'm sure that last one means a bit more.
Yeah, he knew. And he didn't care.
Good.
He didn't care when we didn't think it was, when we didn't know, which is crazy. Because, I mean, as far as I knew, this was real. She indicates her dragon mark.
Real as my fingers.
Well, this is not actually real. The dragon mark. But because of that, Dane and I couldn't. He was an idiot. You can't mix the blood.
Well, except for the fact that yours was manufactured, apparently.
Which we found out not long before he got separated and came back wrong. Well, someone else came back.
But they're there. They're waiting.
They're waiting for me to finish, and I haven't. Every minute they're there, they're in danger. The Quarry are trying to find them, and they will.
I have a few theories that I need to test out about this mist wall. I'll get back to you with my research on that. For now, I believe Nara wanted to introduce himself and had a few questions for you that you might be able to answer. I think he was just interested in meeting you.
She looks over at you, Nora.
Out of basically out of nowhere, he pulls out an orb with runes, and he asks Lay, "Do you know what this is?"
She looks at it. It's an essence node. This is attached to a warforged and grants certain properties based on. I would have to get out the wand again to identify it properly, but it is usable by a warforged.
So not useful to me.
I'm sure someone would be willing to pay for it. Unfortunately, well, would you like me to see exactly what it does?
Sure.
And she pulls out the wand and well, this unfortunately isn't useful for Pierce at all because and she kind of like twirls around a bit. This is actually something he already has. This is what's known as an essence node of the Scout. And I'll send you the details for that later.
Gotcha. Well, do you think you can use Identify again?
I've got a few more charges.
And out of nowhere again, he pulls out a brooch with a moon on it.
And she takes it and she looks at it before she... It's a very pretty piece, and I'm sure it's worth a fair amount of money.
Nothing magical?
There are no runes, there's no magical web, there's nothing on it. And Lysera, you hear? I could have told him. You could have asked. But that's the thing that I noticed, by the way, is the fact that the energy from the thing that you guys fought was similar to the energy of the thing that created me, and so that's why I didn't want to tell you, because it wasn't mine to tell you. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. Please don't be mad at me.
I'm not mad at you, Hoffa.
And her energy is also really, really, really similar to the other energy of the person that's here.
Which person?
The big guy.
Oh, okay.
He's actually bigger than Mo.
Is he now?
So is she.
Literally.
I hate to break this to you, but Mo is really small.
Not to her.
I know.
But yeah, that's literally what she didn't want to tell you. She noticed the connection.
But now I know she's viewing through detect magic, so I understand that, and I can appreciate the compliment.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many cantrips.
Is there anything else? And by the way, it's Nara.
Nara. Just
Nara, the tour guide, who will apparently accompany you into death battles and mad adventures into uncharted lands.
And don't charge.
I mean, one hell of a tour guide, sure. He's looking directly at you,
Oh.
trying to make eye contact.
I might be back later.
Oh, okay.
Where are you going?
No, for
Yeah,
the other
he's
request.
talking about talking to.
Oh, I was like, what?
He's just like, I gotta go, and just walks away.
Like literally just leaves.
So unless there's anything else y'all want to do or want to talk about with Lay, she's got some research notes to pour over.
Well, I see you're gonna go deep into your research. I've got research of my own to do. Gotta look up some old nightmare legends, and then I'll be back with you.
Okay. So we're going to cut from there. Hey, Claire, your day's starting. What are you doing?
Awful still mine. Yay.
You're muted.
I also wanted to. So since nobody wanted to wake me up, I also wanted to speak Relay and Pierce.
As we're leaving,
as you guys start to leave, Claire shows up. Claire, as soon as you leave your place, you got a shadow.
Can I see anything about it?
Oh yeah, no, you see him leaning right there against the door. Morning, sir.
What the fuck?
Oh, hi, Kilk.
So
It's gonna be
he
quite
is still
the day.
wearing his cloak that has like the symbol of the Syrian army on it because it's all he owns.
Oh my lord.
Are you busy today, Kilk?
No, sir.
All right. Follow me. You and I have a lot of things to do.
Yes, sir.
Onwards to Lane Pierce.
Okay. And you get there, like, you guys see Claire and Kilk show up as you are leaving the...
Oh.
hello.
If I knew that we were all going to come here, y'all could have let me know.
Well, we wanted to talk about you behind your back.
Fair enough.
I'm just kidding. I figured you'd want to
Proceed.
sleep in.
Anyways, I have some business to take care of. So,
All right. Well, you go about your business. Would you like a scone? I'm gonna hold out a scone from my bag. I just have like 4 of them.
I'm just gonna look at Kilk and like, there you go.
Breakfast. Appreciate it.
See, at least somebody appreciates them. The
You see, is
orange dress
he's
doesn't.
actually, like, he doesn't, like, break it open. He specifically is eating it with his left hand. And if any of you guys have noticed, most of the stuff he does is with his left hand. When you saw him throwing those darts, it was right-handed.
This man is ambidextrous.
Well,
No, he's keeping his active hand ready to do other things.
Mm.
His left hand is his utility hand. He can sacrifice that hand to do menial shit like eat food, and take a piss.
And he is wearing his crossbow underneath his cloak.
Anywho's, were you guys leaving?
Of course he is. I mean, yeah.
Okay, not a problem. Me and Kilk have some things to do, so.
See y'all later.
Ooh, are you two like a thing now?
Think so.
No.
If you call
No,
it that,
no,
I'm gonna
no,
punch you, Mo.
No offense, sir, but no, that's...
Oh, because I could have sworn I sensed some kind of tension.
No.
There's always tension.
All
around
right. Well, whatever.
I was told in some foreign land that usually the people who are mean to each other means that they like them. Cough, cough. Just saying.
Well,
That's right, you
I
big
think
doof.
we. Well, Sarah, I think we definitely got on a good start then.
School it.
He's talking about you too.
Yeah.
Took me a second.
Yeah.
Nice.
Talk about getting hot and
Just-
heavy.
There's now a red handprint on Nara's face.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm gonna go in. So
It's like the underground passage, man.
And Nara is walking away.
Why do you have? Hey, Nora, why do you always have a red handprint on your head? The party
wonder.
it says anything. Wham!
Literally.
Basically, yeah.
I'm gonna do that freaking like thing from Naruto as like a TikTok or something. That'd be great. Or not Naruto, Avatar.
Mm.
And they walk out, Saga's got that big welt on his head. Anyway. Apparently we're having all sorts of visitors today. You look at Lei. Her eyes are red. She's clearly been crying. And she like tries to straighten her hair a bit. Like she tried, just like how I'm trying to straighten my hair, but I keep forgetting I have a headband here. She's doing the same thing with her goggles. She's like,
bad day.
it's
I can come back another time.
no, it's fine. Come on in. Oh, you brought a friend as well.
Kel, can you wait outside?
Yes, sir. And he goes outside, and Pierce looks at Lei. She just kind of nods, and Pierce goes outside as well. How can I help you, Claire?
How talented are you with Warforged items?
Better than most.
Part of me has been thinking, is there any particular way to attach a final messenger to a human?
Possibly. The main promise, the magical energies that house a final messenger, come from the magical energies of the Warforged itself. I don't know of a way to link a human's life force to provide the magical charge, but
What about a manual ejection?
I mean, there are such things as messenger drones, essentially, mechanical devices that can send messages.
No, I was thinking more of the make sure no one gets their hands on it. So I was more of the final messenger.
Wait, what do you mean? No one gets a...
You know, I need. What if I might need something and I don't want anyone to get to it? So if someone gets their hands on it, bam.
You're talking... Oh, you're just talking about locking something to a particular signature, so that's... If someone tries to take it or anything like that, that you're dealing with essentially a security type thing. Unfortunately, not my expertise.
Not a problem.
You would probably want to talk to Kundarak about that.
All right. Well, another question for you. I want to pull out my Warforged eye that I've always kept on me.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult would that be to put that into this right here? It's nothing I plan to do anytime soon, but it's just more of a curiosity to me.
Give me 1 second. And she starts looking at it, and
Surely with the house technology, should be no issue.
no, actually, you're talking about a rat's eye, or Urzat's eye. I would be able to do it. There is a minor downside. Magical items of certain natures require you to be bonded essentially with that item, since this is something that is going directly into it, would require that sort of magical bonding. Unfortunately, most people can only be bound to a certain number at a time. So, if it would be something that would essentially be permanent, you would be able to remove it yourself if necessary, but it would limit you to only having 2 other items you could be connected to.
I see.
In game mechanics terms,
Yeah, I know. I
it
got
requires attunement.
I got it. Okay.
But yes, it's possible for me to do that. I would probably suggest seeing a Jurasco for the actual installation, just in case something does go wrong with messing with the optic node and things like that.
All right. One last thing for me then.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take this.
By the way, when you tap that, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
When you tap that, did you still have the patch on?
Yeah, I had the patch on.
Okay.
Yeah. Last thing for me. I want to pull my sword out and toss it onto the table. What does that thing do?
That is a thing of legend.
Yeah, I found
This
it.
was created by one of the first members of House Kenneth.
So I've learned.
And she's looking at it, and she's looking at the blade itself. I have.
Really hasn't been any of use to me. Does it hit things?
Hasn't been any use at all. I'm gonna need you to roll a deception check.
19.
Well, that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, I think it could only be used by a member of House Kenneth. I couldn't even use it, actually.
Why not? Aren't you part of the house?
Although technically, I'm no longer a part of the house because I was excoriated along with my parents. No, you know Nara and Lysera as well, correct?
Yeah.
They were just in here, so they know. So you will probably know before too long. You know what Mo found at White Hearth concerning the work of Alicia and Talon de Kenneth.
Mm-hmm.
And a certain, I believe it was like a flesh golem, but with warforged bones, was kind of the impression I was getting.
Yeah.
Eliza and Talon were not working on such a thing. They were trying to, and she's starting to stumble over her words as she's saying this. They were trying to create.
I'll figure it out. Don't push yourself.
No, I know what it is. They were trying to create a person, but a warforged. And they succeeded.
Got it.
I say they were my parents. They were my creators.
Oh, so you're just like one of these things.
I am not technically of the de Kenneth blood.
Got it. Well, that changes a lot of things. But regardless, are you able to understand anything that this blade can do
I mean,
for a house cannon?
I could cast Identify on it. Magical weapons of this rarity, of this level of... I've only seen one other recently, to be perfectly honest. I wasn't able to get the full properties of her either. I didn't want to upset Lysera by telling her that, but when there's a certain level of magic in something, there are limits to what the Identify spell is able to reveal. Sometimes they just need to be unlocked. And they technically don't exist until it's been unlocked, and therefore the Identify spell won't reveal it.
Well,
The spell can only tell you what the thing is capable of doing at the moment. If this was
genetic marker.
If this was being wielded by a marked member of House Kenneth, the mark of making here, and she points to the blade, would change as the person gained in power, and it would match whatever mark would the person wielding it had. My mark has never changed for reasons, but reasons being it's not real. But and then, of course, if it were to be wielded by someone with a Sybaris mark, it would have that on there, which would be the ultimate expression. Unfortunately, people with Sybaris marks are born with them. They're not. They don't get to that point in power.
Got it. Well, I guess it's just a fancy piece in my collection then.
I will say, Merrick's to Kenneth is the sort of person who is going to try to get his hands on that.
You can certainly try.
Claire, I need you to understand something very, very carefully. He would not try if he discovered you had that. He would succeed. This is not me doubting your abilities. It is me not underestimating his. People that have the Sybaris mark are rare and powerful.
Well,
Merrick's de Kenneth is the only person I know who has a Sybaris dragon mark, aside from one other. On top of that, he is control of House Kenneth in this entire area.
I'm well aware.
Are you? Because you are speaking as if you are not. I consider you a friend just as I consider Mo a friend and the rest of them. Now, I need you to understand. To go up against Merrick's de Kenneth would be to die.
I'll put it on the checklist then. But until I reach that part of my list of things, I'll make sure that he does not get his hands on it. It's a fancy collection of mine, so he won't find it.
I hope he does not.
Well, I have nothing else for you. Did you need
Right.
anything? I can go out and get you something.
Your friend Nara was carrying my Blackroot towel, so
Anything
it should
to
be
eat?
fine. And she holds up a biscuit or a scone.
Got it. Okay. Well,
Making good scone.
If anything, you didn't see me today. Good day.
But we saw you.
As you step out, like Pierce is on one side of the doorway and Kilka's on the other, and they're both basically full on guard mode.
Pierce, you can have the room again.
I usually stand out here while my lady is working.
Fair enough. Well, Kilk, you and I have a few things to do.
Yes, sir.
What'd I say?
Permission, and I assume you guys are actually walking away as this conversation happens. Permission to speak freely, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I got into a lot of trouble in the unit before I got to yours. Ran my mouth a lot. When I first got there, I was with about 20 other folks joining your unit.
Mm-hmm.
And you gave us a speech about how we needed to protect people, about how we weren't here to kill, about how we needed to be better than the people we were fighting. That hit home with me. I was the sort of person that was looking for revenge, that was trying to get back my own for what they'd done to my family. So, sir, I call you that because it's the easiest way I know to show you the respect you deserve, whether you believe it, you deserve it, or not. So,
Well. Alright. But just know, I am not requiring you to address me like that. But
not required, but deserved.
fair enough. Onwards to what we need to do today.
All right, you guys head off. You have a list?
Yes. I do have
How much is on this list?
Shai
Is
can-
this a
It's
Sam
like a
level
full
list?
scroll list.
like probably like 10 bullet points.
What the fuck?
I mean, you got 2 months, so you might be
Yeah,
able to
so-
get through them, and probably a lot of them might not require
It's-
scene or
it's-
anything.
Yeah, it's most of it's just shopping and a couple of the like things I do in between over the course of 2 months.
Oh, okay,
So
okay. Well, we will get into the full actual downtime activities when we return, because we're going to go ahead and go on break. Anybody actually watching or watching later, stick around, because this is being recorded, right?
Maybe.
I forgot to mention, by the way, this is our first episode. Because
Yeah.
the last one got lost to the midst of time
Claire.
and the Moorland.
We ain't talking
Claire.
about it.
Claire.
All right.
Is it break time yet?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go on break. We'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes. And see you then. Welcome back. So, where we left off, everyone had a nice conversation with Lady Cannith. Claire had a short conversation with Kilk about why he refers to her as Sir. I mentioned this during the last one, and I just remembered the fact that that one wasn't saved. But Sir in my settings is used in military regardless of gender because it just makes sense to me that there's no reason why it should be different for people's genders. Having one honorific for people just makes more sense and causes less confusion, especially in a society where gender has never been that big of a barrier because you have magic, and magic can be granted to anyone. So, just want to point that out.
Changelings exist.
Changelings are space state gender neutral, to be fair, but not just changelings. There are also people that are gender neutral. You might meet someone. Nara,
Yes.
you're heading up to
The master.
Middle Central Plateau, Middle Ward, which is the where Dragon Towers is located. I think I've told you before that it was Upper Wards. It's actually Middle Wards is Dragon Towers.
No one attempted to follow me. I'm asking the party.
No, I didn't attempt to follow you.
No.
Okay. Because
There's only
Mo
one
seemed
person that tries to follow people.
Mo seems very curious.
Mo is the type who's going to sit there and be like, "Okay, you're over for brunch. What are you hiding?"
Do that over tea.
No, I just mean like I just glanced over and like one of them's just like, "Hi."
Yeah. All right. Anyway, you head up to Dragon Towers. Not an issue getting in. They ask for your name like usual. You Nara de Thorani, and they let you in. You go to the area where the training and stuff like this is happening now. I need to stress something that I'm not sure has been as prevalent just because of the adventures I'm running and the characters. Nara, you know Diso and Aurelia. And those are really the only the only actual marked members of House Thorani. Being marked is not extremely common, especially in House Thorani because there are a lot less of you. You know, Ellen de Thorani, the Baron of the house, is marked. Saru actually was not a marked member of the house.
Yeah.
He was a monk. He had abilities that way, but he wasn't actually marked.
Yes, I actually prefer it that way.
Excellent. So that's just something to keep in mind. There's not as many marked members of the house like running around.
Yeah, that's something I actually forgot to mention. Like, but I'm glad you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're same page. Cool. You go into. You are actually directed to a room that you've been to before.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the master's study. It is the room where you met Aurelia.
Okay.
And as you get in there, it is once again darkness.
Shadow even.
And you hear a voice come from the darkness. Nara de Thorani.
Yes.
Your mission to discover information on a group investigating the 12.
Yeah.
By following a woman by the name of Claire McKnight.
Yes.
We are ready for your report.
Nara relays all the information that he has gathered.
All of it?
Hmm. Sorry. Threw me for a loop there. Most of it.
What are you leaving out?
Names.
What names?
Well, right now, I'm actually looking through my notes that I've taken.
Okay.
Cost, Spectre, Asaru, fact that there is a Decanith.
Okay. Could you repeat that last bit? You broke up a little bit as you said it.
I said the fact that Claire is a Decanith.
Okay.
I think that's all the names I had written down.
Okay. When you say Asaru, like, are you telling them about the? You're not even going to tell them about the picture, then I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. And you hear is another voice come from your right side. Told you, Aurelia. He's a good sort. The darkness dissipates, and Aurelia de Thorani, the master, are standing directly in front of you. And standing to your right is a dwarven gentleman.
Yep. Yeah.
Who's
I had a feeling all three of them were going to be in the room.
And Aurelia looks at you. You were given the task to inform us about this group that was investigating the 12. And you did not mention him. She looks at Cost.
Well, he just didn't say his name. He just
Oh, he mentioned that there was someone.
yes.
Okay.
He left out names.
Okay. A thorough report then. And quite discreet, which is something we look for, especially for those that walk the dragon's path. And causes over the. Told you before, you need a better name for that. This from someone who uses Task Force 13-1. It's accurate. And so, what about the girl? Nara, what is your opinion of Diso de Tharani?
Well, she seemed like someone was following orders.
You trust her then?
I don't trust a lot of people.
trust her enough to continue working with her.
Hmm. For now.
Good. She is on assignment and has been this entire time, investigating Merrick's to Kenneth. The way that she is doing this is that Merrick's believes that he has information on her with which he can blackmail her and reveal information to him. She is supposed to be acquiring this information by pretending to get close to you.
Hmm.
As such, your current cover as being in a relationship should be maintained. You see Koss is over there, and again, your passive insight's enough. He's just gritting his teeth a little bit. We've already discussed this, Johan. Doesn't mean I like it. Something about that girl doesn't sit right. I'd be happier if they had another pair of eyes. Which is something we've agreed to. Nara, it should be a couple of weeks to get in contact with him, but you will be meeting the third member of your team. An Overwatch for both of you. You are to continue as if you were still investigating Claire McKnight.
All right. Have I met this third person before?
He has been in the Lazare Principalities for the last several years, so it is extremely doubtful.
Hmm.
And you see costs, actually. Let me see. Out of curiosity, were you thinking it was going to be Spectre?
Yeah.
Yeah, cost goes. Don't worry, boy. Spectre's back in his suit. He prefers wearing the mask anyway. Probably actually hurt him almost as much as Claire's punch to be wearing my face. By the way, he said he spotted you watching across the thing when he left Claire's place one time. Don't take it personal. He's very good at his job. And out of character, just FYI, no, there was no role involved for that.
Okay.
There was something he could just do. That's just out of character knowledge. And Koss looks around. So, my part's done then. Inara, see me outside when you're done.
Hmm.
And he leaves, and the master looks to Aurelia. Viceroy, and bows to her, steps out. And you spend about the next hour getting your ass handed to you. Actually, real quick, we're not going to do initiative rolls or anything like that. I'm just curious about something real quick. Can you make me a contested athletics or acrobatics, your choice?
Acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to roll?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. $29.
That's good. What was on the die?
19.
Yeah. Sadly. So as soon as the door closes from the master, she rushes over to you and she throws a punch towards your face. And instinctually you go back in a blocking position, and that's when her leg sweeps out underneath, sweeps your feet from underneath you. Because that was
Damn.
yeah. There's a couple of good rolls. I was just like, fuck. And then she's going to she hits you 2 times, and you notice that because you're lying on the ground, it's easier for her to get the hits in. Basically, her way of letting you know, hey, first thing you can do, you can actually knock someone on their ass, and then you get advantage on your flurry of blows. But she does teach you several things about controlling your ki during the training, and basically, this is how you get your. Which attribute did you up, by the way?
Wisdom and intelligence.
Oh. So, learning about the different places to strike people, things like that, and then also how to judge when someone is going to attack, how to judge when someone is, telling the truth, things like that. You get training to get your level 4.
Cool.
And as you leave, there's after your guys' little bout is done and everything, you're hurting, by the way. And then she calls someone in, and a halfling comes over. Oh, don't worry, we'll have you fixed up in a jiffy. And you see along their forearm the dragon mark of House Jarasco as they heal you. So your hit points are fine. And as you leave, Cost is leaning up against the door to the outside of the room, or like leaning beside the door. So if you bloody told him yet?
No.
Fair enough. Because Aaron Claire probably hasn't told you things either.
Probably.
Nope, doesn't do the same thing. That guy's getting fucking retired. Fucker. Third time I rolled that thing with a 3. Fuck that die. He's fair enough. The guy that's coming to meet you, I've worked with him in the past. He's impartial. He's a bit of a hard ass, but he'll be fully briefed when he reports. And he's not a Thorani.
Well, this whole thing has been a drag.
Oh, come on. You've had some interesting times. You have a scar on me. That's impressive. Tell Claire I'll talk to her sometime later. Me and my guys are gonna see if we can find anything out about what that freaking vulture, whoever was looking through his eyes, is up to.
The vampire.
There's a vampire. Right. That'll be fun. Alright. Nara, I don't do this for a lot of people. And he holds out his hand.
Nara complies.
And he walks off, and you can return to High Walls.
Oh.
Unless there's
Wait.
anything you. Yep.
One more thing, Cost.
Yeah.
He takes out the lighter and he asks, probably can't tell me this. Is there anything else this thing does?
He looks at you. Well, why don't you think I could tell you that? I'm the one that had a chance at it after all.
Not that you couldn't, that you wouldn't.
He looks at you for a second. Thorgleton. That's the command word. Don't use it unless it's an emergency.
He just kind of stares at it.
He pulls out the coin. That's how they knew where to find me. Since it had chess call.
Is that really it?
Anymore costs a lot more than I make.
Hmm.
Now that being said, I really ought to spend some time with that sword of yours. I got a feeling about it. Call it dwarven instinct. You don't seem curious about the word itself.
Yeah.
It means retribution. And with that, he walks off. I'm already giving you an extremely expensive trinket, man. I'm looking.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it did like anything else.
No, it's essentially a distress signal,
Hmm.
same as this coin. Which, to be fair, can be extremely fucking useful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you head back to High Walls.
To Claire.
Oh, you're going directly to Claire.
Sure.
Okay. Claire, where are you at this point? Josh, you know you're muted, right? Okay.
I am.
You muted me.
You were chewing. It was loud.
Okay. Yeah, I know I'm muted. You did it.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to make sure that you knew.
I'm shopping. So.
Okay,
Whoa,
your green,
whoa,
your
whoa.
one. We're on Twitch, so watch it. Two, your green screen kind of really messed that up. Anyway, so, Nara, you just trying to track Claire down, or are you
Sure.
just going straight to her place? You're gonna try to track her?
No, I'll just wait at her place.
Okay.
Inside.
Make a lock picking check, because I guarantee you she locks that door. She's way too paranoid not to lock her door.
just kidding. Just on top of the building.
You're on the awning.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I remember like when Lysera came over and she knocked on your door, you opened the door. I was like, think about it later. I was like, no, he would have just poked his head down over the awning. Anyway, what are you shopping for? Do you have a list?
I do have a list of things.
Okay, just give me the list of things for shopping.
Okay, items wise, I wanted to restock my javelins.
Okay.
I think particularly, I can only hold a max of 5, correct?
I mean, pretty much to
Ditch all the armor, only carry javelins.
you can hold a max of 5 for combat purposes. You could have more, but they'd be like on your pack, and it would take longer to try and get to it.
Okay, I'll just I have 2, so I'll buy 3 more.
Okay.
Also.
Do you have the prices on those? Or do you need them?
I can get the prices if you want me just to do the math myself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got the prices on them.
Okay.
I also wanted to get a dagger.
Okay. Anything that you think you can purchase, like that's just like in the
yeah. I'll just
handbook,
buy.
you can just go ahead.
Okay. Oh, wait, then special one, an Everbright lantern.
Ooh, okay. Everbright lantern. Let's see. Do I have this on my? Which, by the way, I realized Nara hasn't seen this yet. This is my Eberron DM screen.
Ooh. That's cool.
So it actually has stuff inside of it that is Eberron specific.
Pretty cool.
Goods and services. Arcane lock. Visionary script. Healing, travel, nature. Fucking Claire's getting that lantern one way or another, guys. For anybody listening to this later, because Claire, in one of her early sessions, set the druid on fire, it became a joke that Claire was not allowed to have a lantern. Even though the Everbright lantern doesn't use fire. 250 Galifars.
Wow. Really?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. I'll hold off then. Because that's way more than I expected. Especially when I assumed it was a relatively somewhat common item.
It is kind of.
Kind of. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like going to go get it. Also, I'll be honest, I didn't realize it cost that much until I just looked it up.
Oh my goodness. Okay, all right, so actual things, I'll probably, I am going to collect cloth to cover up the mark on the sword. Which I don't really know what would be under this, but I don't know what would cloth be under.
Hold on, one second. Let me double check on that price, because I think that's the 3.5 price, because they were also listing like 500 gold actually for it, but like 250 in order to freaking make one. So let me double check on that for you. 10 gold. It's 10 gold. That makes more sense.
So it's 10 gold for an Eberron?
Yeah, it's 10 gold for an
Okay. Wow, that's the difference.
Yeah, that's a major difference. I don't know where that thing on that site I just looked at was like, yeah, no, it's 250, it's 500 gold to purchase it.
Okay. All right. So then if it's only 10 gold, then I'll take one. I do need, like I said, I'm trying to find how much. Just pieces of cloth just to hide that mark. I don't know what I would put under that.
That one, don't even worry about cost. That's
okay,
just simple.
that's fine. So, and then other things. Also, I picked up a journal. I don't know if you want to put a price on the journal. That
Nah.
yes. So it's just more character.
Yeah,
flair
you
than anything.
you're getting outfits and
Yeah.
like,
But okay.
you're collecting the dyes so you can dye your armor and
Yeah. Is there a way to get a custom cloak with the Dolara symbol on it?
it's not. It doesn't even have to be custom.
It's not custom. It's a common thing.
Yeah, like
Okay. Like I don't know. So.
Hell, man, you can buy those at Walmart.
I was actually gonna say, like, you literally stop by the freaking Temple of the Sovereign Host and be like, "Hey, I'm a priest. Do you have a cloak?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, sure."
So I just get one. Okay. All right.
I can vouch. We will do that.
And then, I also want to. Is there a? I also want Claire to get a haircut.
Ooh, yeah, I'm sure there's a barber.
So specifically, just so basically new hair description. I wanted to be. It's up in the ponytail, so obviously, if you unwrap the ponytail, it's long hair, of course. All gone. It's short hair now.
Oh, are you going brush or?
Somewhat.
Bob.
It's somewhat like as if you looked at my little player card. It's kind of like.
Okay,
like
I got you.
cut. Yeah, basically
Gotcha, pixie cut, yep.
Yeah, something of a pixie cut of sorts. It
Alright.
still doesn't look too boyish, but still has its feminine features to it.
No, I got you. Yeah, no,
so,
that works. Absolutely.
So that would be a very big surprise on everybody, but I wanted that for character growth.
Okay.
And then
Nara, you're waiting a bit.
yeah,
That's fine.
and then over the course of the 2 months, whenever that happens, I do want to train with Kilk.
Mhm.
I also want to heal any sick with,
Mhm.
and then I also want to give Kilk better equipment as well.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Kilk is particularly attached to that crossbow. However, you can fix it because it's literally a mechanical issue.
Okay, then I will. Then I will use my mending cantrip without Kilk being aware of it.
Oh, like if you offer to fix it, he's fine with that. It's
Yes,
offering
then I'll
to change it then.
I'll fix it then.
Now, that being said, mending actually won't work on this because it's not broken.
Okay,
It's
then
worn.
I'll take it. Then I'll take it to a place that can be.
I mean, you can do that. Like, you have the capabilities.
Okay, then I will. I'll polish it up. I'll make it actually.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was assuming it was actually a mechanical piece that wasn't working right or was broken. So casting mending would have worked in that situation.
It's not broken. See what it is. Okay, so older crossbows have essentially, it's a circular trigger mechanism thing that when it comes down, it catches the trigger right there, and this part holds the string in. What's happened is it's just so old that part has worn down, so it's not fully catching the trigger. It's catching it enough, but then when he puts the bolt in, it's popping loose and the whole thing's going forward, which causes the string to slide forward and the bolt to come out. And that happens when he's doing that. That is actually going to be a roll, but we'll get to that in a bit, because as soon as you're done that day, if you're shopping, you're going to come back to your place.
Yes.
To see an elf waiting for you.
On a shelf.
On an awning, but close.
Oh.
It's like a shelf.
Yeah.
It's a shelf for rain.
It's like a shelf for your door.
I'm just gonna look at Nara and just go like, do you ever just stand instead of just sitting up there?
No.
Alright, well, clearly you're here. I hope you didn't wait long. What's up?
Oh, I ran into Cost earlier.
Well, I'm glad you're able to find him so easily, because I have a hard time, especially when it's a fake.
He said don't worry, he'll be in touch soon.
Good to know. Was that all?
Oh. Did Greykill want anything?
Oh. Just wanted me to look cool, that's all.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
More or less.
Kilk is going to lean to you, and he's whispering so that Nart doesn't hear anything. So we're not telling the others about the Dolores doorstep thing?
I'll get to it.
Okay.
There's a few things, but more or less, just want me to just stand around, look cool, but more of the details, I'll talk about with everybody. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else? Or did you want to come in? Like,
I'm just chilling.
okay, well, I'm gonna go in. You can keep Kilk company. I'm going in. I go in.
And Kilk just like looks up in surprise, and he's like, I mean, no offense, I wasn't planning to just stay out here all night. Like, that was not my intention.
No, I just left Kai. I didn't say anything else to Kai.
Yeah, no. He's saying that to Nara. He's just like, you want to get beer?
Sure.
Cool. You go drinking with Kilk. Okay, so we kind of know most of what Claire's doing for over the course of the months. Lysera? Lysera? Did we lose her?
Dang. She died.
We're just losing everyone. Tell me she didn't fall asleep again.
That would be most interesting.
She didn't seem tired.
Yeah. Are you muted? Thrilling entertainment where we bore even one of the players.
Damn.
Wah, wah, wah.
I have a couple things planned for her, too. Sorry about this, anybody who is actually listening and watching.
Poor.
Lysera.
Ah, don't do that. Oh. Like, seriously, don't do that. That was bad.
Sorry.
Sorry, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah, she did gone.
Well, damn.
Well, all right then. The bad part is, like, the other things that I had specifically were for her.
Alrighty then.
Well, once again, the druid ends the session.
Oh, I was trying to avoid having freaking like 3 things of downtime.
I mean,
We lost the
lo-
druid.
yeah, we lost Lysera.
yeah, we lost her.
Again.
Well,
Executive producer, Dick Wolf.
Somebody laughed at this shirt.
All right. Well, since that's not happening at the moment, Mel,
Oui, monsieur.
you wanted to do some research.
Hell yeah. Absolutely want to do research, specifically on the Dalkier.
Okay.
I want to know who I was talking to.
Okay.
From what I remember, there aren't many of them.
All right. We're gonna do a intelligence investigation check. See how well you can find stuff in Moorgrave. Oh,
Big
by the way, did you publish any of your stuff from the Moorlands?
Not yet. No, it's only been like 2 days. I figured this was like.
Well, this is gonna. I'm asking, are you going to be over the course?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, cool. It's important.
19.
19. What you remember as Josh is accurate. There are only a certain number of Dalkier. And and in fact, the ones that you know about actually aren't in Zoriat anymore. From what you find out, they are actually sealed in Kyber.
Gatekeepers.
By druids.
Gatekeepers.
I mean, you know a druid. She's not available right now, but you do know a druid.
Mm-hmm.
There are. You do know that there are mortals that basically act on their behalf, but aren't. A lot of them don't realize they're acting on their behalves. Tend to be known as the cults of the dragons below.
Yeah.
And there are 6 that are currently trapped in the realm of Kyber. It would probably take more research to discover names and properties and that sort of information.
Okay.
This is an extended task.
Oh, I am not sleeping.
Okay. What I mean, this is the next.
Oh, I
couple
know
of
it's an
months.
extended task, but
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping.
At all.
Not if I can help it. Probably once every 2 days.
Okay. I will say, did you sleep at all after you left the Moorlands?
Not for a while. I mean,
Okay.
it was at least a good 24 hours after we left because I was writing furiously.
Okay.
I did sleep after we left because they ambushed us. 13-1. I was asleep.
Yep. But that was actually a couple days after that dream, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Writing.
Writing furiously. Can't forget anything. I have to write it down as it happens.
Okay. So about how far in that 2-month period do you think you publish?
Probably
I'm just trying to establish timeline.
Probably the first draft 2 weeks in.
Okay.
And then a couple of revised versions later throughout the month, probably, or additions.
Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and do a 2-week skip. Claire, if you want to go ahead and make a tinkering check. That's going to be, I believe it's for this particular one. It's not actually that delicate of a test, so it's going to be intelligence plus your proficiency, and you get to add a D4 to that. It's the first time I've used that add the D4 accurately. You're muted.
12.
DC 10. This is not actually that difficult part to fix. It's literally like remove pin, pull out, replace. Yeah, Kilk has a working crossbow that
Okay.
won't end up shooting him in the foot. It
I'm-
probably used to happen a lot less frequently than it had started happening, just because again that piece just got worn out. It's wood; it wears out.
and twice. I want to see him test it.
Okay. You set up a target. Greg Hill will know a spot that's perfectly fine to test. Ooh. 3 bolts very close together near the center of that target.
Not bad. Better than a foot.
I mentioned so. So loading with this here crossbow that gave me the issue, not the shooting.
Wow. I'm glad I was able to help out.
Yes, sir.
And then, as I said, training and other things. I did
Yep.
with them.
Okay. You will get his actual stat card after you guys get back from your next adventure, because you're technically too low level to have the retainers. Technically, you're supposed to get them at like 5th level, but you guys will be 6 when you actually get your retainers. Officially get your retainers.
There's only one companion I want. All I need is a stable. I just want my dinosaur back.
Anyway, you could
Love my
have you
dinosaur.
could have said that you had your dinosaur. You could have been had that dinosaur this entire time.
I couldn't have him when I was studying, remember?
Oh, that's
I
right.
was in the back, so I wasn't allowed to have him at the monastery.
Oh, that's
So
right.
he's with my parents.
Fair enough. It's a lightning road trip. You got 2 months.
Yeah, that's fair. But do I have enough room to bring enough books to keep me busy on the trip there and back? Well, back's not an issue. I'm going to be cuddling with a dinosaur, but there.
Possibly.
Okay.
Your follower might help. Speaking of, Nara,
Yes.
you're having dinner with Diso a few nights later, or around the 2-week mark. And she's laughing, like you just said, something very funny. And so over there is where one of Merrick's informants tends to hang out. You're basically staking out a spot. You guys have been here for a little bit. You've had dinner, pretending essentially to chill with wine afterwards, sort of thing. And like, she does the whole laugh thing, and suddenly there is a half orc sitting at the table. I missed something funny? I like a good joke.
Let's hear one then.
And before he goes, he starts, but Diso puts a hand up. Nara, Datharani, meet Jane Cobb, the Thrask.
Mhm.
Sorry, I said that wrong. It's Kane Cobb the Thrask.
I've built members of the Rask before. I know what they do.
And he reaches his hand over to shake yours.
Nara complies.
Read your reports. Impressive work. You can call me Casey. Everybody does.
You can just call me Nara.
Casey?
Right. Good thing you guys got me off out of Lazare Principalities. Starting to get a suntan. I get killed, cleric.
I got the joke.
Well,
You
I just
said you
don't know
wanted
if
it, Nara.
Nara
You
got it
said
yet.
you wanted it.
Wow.
when it,
Make him shock.
It's Casey.
oh, yeah.
Your pretend
It's
girlfriend
John
and the other secret agent who's a bounty hunter? Yes, you're Chuck.
Oh my.
I'm not sure I'd go that far.
Oh my god.
What was the last name again?
Thrask. The
Okay.
Thrask.
Yep. Okay. Oh my
Whoa.
god.
Will, thank you.
I'm gonna shut up now. Mute me.
Oh god.
Come on, if John Casey's anyone, he's a half-orc.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Thrask is the perfect house for Casey.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to be working together.
Yep.
Kaz had good things to say about you. So, what district we staying in?
Well, I'm staying in Highwall currently.
Yes. I figure we'll probably get you a place in the Traitor's Gate as well. Not the first time you've heard her refer to high walls as that, by the way, Nara. It is not a nice term for high walls. She a little racist. But we were just keeping an eye on one of Merrick's informants. Right. That's the head of Kenneth around here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Talked to Zorlin a bit. Seemed like a nice guy. Didn't have any much nice things to say about Merrick's, though. Well, I'll see about finding a place, getting moved in. Nice to meet you, Nara. And he just puts his hand on your shoulder. And Nara, you're not weak. It's a strong grip. And you get the feeling he doesn't actually notice how strong it is as he does this. He means it as a friendly sort of pat, but this is a strong guy.
Yeah.
Right. Let you two get back to your date. Say hello to your follower.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Please tell me he's got a black carriage.
No.
Oh,
Oh.
Horse.
Yeah.
Named Victoria.
Yes.
All right, all the references. Just
Yeah,
making sure
just
we're clear.
all the references. He's got a nice picture of Caius II in his.
Oh my God, Lysera, when you have to build a new character eventually, make
She's
sure to
not-
name it Arcade.
She's not here, remember?
She's not here.
Yeah, she's probably
Oh,
asleep.
I was making a reference to Arcade Fire.
And by the way, Nara, as you guys are sitting there, there is a duo of bards that are there. One of them's like an older guy with like balding hair. The other one's like, no, I'm kidding. I'm not going that
It's
far.
just
It's
Daft
No.
no, it was Jeffster. It was
I-
Jeffster.
Yeah, it was Jester. That one I got. Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't get Casey right away. I thought I did a fairly good
I
job.
was cracking up because I know how much he loves Chuck.
I just didn't put two and two together. I was like, okay, all right.
He's a manhunter named Casey, your
Mhm.
fake girlfriend who's incredibly hot for some reason, and then you. It's Chuck.
He's not actually Chuck in this scenario though. So anyway, so yeah, Casey's gonna move in hereby.
Cool.
Thorati. No, say Thorati like Bartowski.
Bartowski.
Bartowski. Damn it, Bartowski. Anyway, I thought I did the voice fairly well. It was recognizable, which is the important part.
I haven't seen Chuck in a while. That's probably why.
It's been a while.
I love it
Ju-
still.
I know Josh recognized it, so I did good enough.
Yes.
And I thought I had the attitude fairly right.
You can call me Casey. It's like,
Casey. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, speaking of horses, where's your sword when you're sleeping, Nara? Or sorry, when you're meditating, because you don't sleep.
Probably in my lap.
Okay.
you find it next to you, one blade screwed off with like mineral oil for the blade spread out all over the sheets. It's like The Godfather.
That's actually brilliant. That is not what's about to happen. So one night, you know, do you meditate on the freaking on the awning
Yes.
in full view of everyone? Cool. One night you're up there meditating, and you know, once again your mind goes to that sort of like dreamscape, and you see a familiar sight. It's the horse.
Hello?
And, like, puts head down and like underneath your like arm. Thank you.
I will I'll pat it.
And you get a feeling of expectation through this bond, a feeling of wanting to be somewhere.
Where do you want to be?
It like nuzzles at you again, essentially, and then like moves off and sits like kind of like imagine like when you see someone coming up to a horse, it moves to that exact distance from you, as if like the distance someone as they start walking up to get onto a horse.
Ah. I guess I'll get on the horse.
Okay. And it's like, this is, you get the feeling back, that this is kind of what this horse is looking for, but not quite. That there's something off.
Got its bow staff, the horseman.
Do you want to fight with me?
And you get a feeling of yes. And it's about the time when you're coming out of your meditation. As you come out, you feel a tingling sensation from the sword. And, hey Josh, I'm going to need you to unmute because I need you to do something again. Same thing you were doing during that entire sequence. Make the noise. You hear that?
In my head, I
No.
assume.
No.
Oh, from the
You hear
sword.
it out loud. No.
No.
It's on the ground. It's off the side of the awning.
What the?
Do you look over?
Yeah.
There's the horse. Congratulations, you have cast the spell Find Steed, which is something that sword allows you to do.
All right.
You have a magical horse.
Okay.
That's actually incredibly. So does the blade turn into the horse?
No,
No.
the blade
just
allows you
summons
to
the horse?
cast Find Steed.
So my real question is it like Guinevere from the Tale of Drizzt? I don't know if you read that
I did not.
ever. So Guinevere is a jaguar statue that is Drizzt's animal companion because he's a ranger. But it's an astral plains beast. It just sort of projects from the little statue. So is it like that where it like absorbs back in?
No, it is literally the Find Steed spell, and I'm going to read this out for you. Technically, it's a paladin spell. You summon a spirit that assumes the form of an unusually intelligent, strong, and loyal steed, creating a long-lasting bond with it. Appearing in an unoccupied space within range, the steed takes on a form that you choose, you cannot choose that in this case. It takes on the form of a Valinar war horse. This isn't just a horse. This is a Valinar war horse. Your speed serves as your mount both in combat and out, and you have an instinctive bond with it that allows you to fight as a seamless unit. While mounted on your steed, you can make any spell you cast that targets only you also target the steed. When the steed drops to 0 hit points, it disappears, leaving behind no physical form. You can also dismiss your steed, causing it to disappear. In either case, casting the spell again summons the same steed, restored to its hit point maximum.
That's what I was getting at. Does it project from the staff like an astral beast trapped in a statue, or is it a horse that has to exist and stay in a stable? But no, you can make it go poof.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at.
While your steed is within 1 mile of you, you communicate with it telepathically. You can't have more than one steed bonded, blah, blah, blah. As an action, you can release it from its bond at any time, causing it to disappear. That is one of the abilities of that double-bladed scimitar.
Well, damn.
That is dope.
I actually meant for that to happen on the way back, and because we were trying to do a bunch of stuff.
Also, you could really increase your running jump distance if you build a saddle specifically made for leaping off of and then just have the horse charge at full speed because it's faster than your running speed.
My
And
current
just
speed is 60.
Oh, you might be faster than the horse. I doubt it, though.
Also, here's an important mechanics note that something gets ignored a lot. If you jump more than your movement speed is...
Oh, it hurts.
Well, no, you can't. Your round ends while once you reach your movement speed, and you're in leap while that's happening. Per the rules, you cannot move faster than your movement speed unless taking dash doesn't count. That's a different thing. But
I actually use that to my advantage. You play a grung and then take Eldritch Leap.
I think we've had a conversation about that and why there's issues with it.
Jump 45 feet straight up from a dead stop. Then cast Eldritch Blast down, pulling them up 10 feet in the air.
Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I can find the actual stats for the.
Doesn't find Steve.
So, by the way, Talan Kara, by the way, is the name of the horse and the sword.
Yes.
Nora has no control of the horse, though, right?
No, but it's intelligent and loyal.
Okay.
So yeah, it does have control.
Well, the reason I ask is later, like, Paladin gets fined greater steed, and this is in that description that you can control. So it's like, I don't know the differences.
A loyal steed could still do something harmful, could do something that it thinks is for your best against your wishes. For example,
have you seen Road to El Dorado?
Yes.
That horse is find steed. Find greater steed is finding something that you can literally just RC.
Okay. So well, I'm trying to say that for find steed, does Nara control during combat? If let's say in combat, would Nara control or DM controls it for the time?
Oh no, Nara basically would tell the horse what to do. The difference being is that I can be like, okay, she's not going to do that because this goes against her code. So for the most part, he controls it because I have enough to fucking do. But if
it's a clarification.
The way I would put it, as somebody who DMs games, is they control it, but I'm allowed to interrupt.
Yeah, I get veto.
It's a clarification for, and also a clarification for me.
Clarification.
Clarification for Claire.
A clarification for Claire, because also something I'm very interested in when I get to it. So
I got a horse before you, and I'm not even a paladin.
By the way,
give me time. I'll find something better.
The horse also gets +2 bonus to its armor class when you're riding it while wielding that weapon. And you can cast Bless.
Oh yeah, I could already cast Bless.
Yeah, on yourself and the mount.
Ooh,
weird monk, dude.
Very weird monk.
What kind of monk is this?
That is a good question, though. How?
Oh, by the way, whenever you're talking to the horse or yourself, multiple of them, almost all of them.
Spell casting?
Elements. Way of the Elements has spell casting. Way of the Shadow has spell casting.
Yeah.
Use the key points to cast.
Yeah.
Which is also how I'm letting him use his dragon mark.
I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that was my big question.
That's how he was using a dragon mark with being a monk?
Yeah,
that's how.
Yeah.
No, believe me, it's a thought, and I'm still not entirely happy with it because he's actually getting redundancy spells, which is kind of annoying. Because he gets spells from the monk class that are the same as his dragon mark. Basically, because the first level of monk spells is 2 key points each to cast, that they're the second level spells. So the first level spell is a single key point. That just makes sense. Anyway, I'm just waiting to start hearing B snore. It's gonna be hilarious. I think she's muted though, so it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's 2 weeks. We'll take care of Lysera. Another point. So a couple of weeks have passed.
Oh no, we don't know what day it is.
What day is it? Can you please tell me?
I think it's like the 11th. Oh no, a couple of weeks, so it'd be. You're getting into Larvian. It's somewhere between near the end of Nim and the beginning of Larvian. Your first draft's published. No. Excuse me.
I don't expect anybody to read it.
No, you didn't expect people to read it.
Oh, somebody will, I'm sure, but
Oh, there are plenty of people that read it. It's getting passed around Moorgrave University
why?
because it's an interesting theory with practical experience behind it. Like you
And a few counterpoints to boot.
yeah. Actually, roll me intelligence check.
Just straight int.
Let's make this intelligence arcana. This sounds like it'd be intelligence arcana.
A natural 10 for a total of 14.
14's not bad. Yeah, no,
Just
people
like
are
you
looking
say
at.
when I said natural.
Fuck you. By the way, you really want to piss Shane off. That's how you do it. Anyway, so yeah,
I do it all the time.
there are a bunch of people that are interested in it. About 4 days after you publish, you're sitting at home having brunch, and you hear.
Hi, who is it?
Is this a house of and you hear some papers like rustle. Mori Yolin Hargrave, vassal of Elijah.
Look, if it's about taxes, I'm not paying a third time.
No, sir.
Paid once.
No, sir. I'm actually here about your paper.
Ah, paper delivery. All right.
No, sir.
I'll open the door at this point.
You see
I
a
think he's
person
delivering free paper.
You see a person standing there. He has like kind of the brush type of hair. Like I was thinking that Claire was going with the blonde hair. They have, or he has a bunch of like books and papers. He kind of looks like a human version of you in what all he carries and wears. He has that scholar look. From Moore's perspective, probably looks to be about 47, and then Maury does his like math and goes, "Oh no, like 18." In
He's
human
a halfling.
Yeah, because Maury's halfling. Yeah.
Oh, come on in. I've just put a pot of tea on, and
Thank you, sir.
I've got a bit of whiskey.
And then no, thank you, sir. I'm not supposed to while I'm that.
So what you don't have paper to give me. What do you want to talk about?
You the paper you published, sir.
Oh, that.
Yes, sir. It's quite interesting, sir. And I was looking through it, and I was wondering. You mentioned in there that you had a device that would prevent the blocking of your healing abilities, and it sounds absolutely fascinating, sir. And you did a lot of the research on it. And to be perfectly honest, sir, I'm here to apply, sir.
Apply for what?
To be your princess, sir.
I don't think I could. I don't know how long I could pay you. My income's not exactly steady.
Apprentice, sir. That's not a paid position in scholarship.
I'm sorry, nobody's ever offered before.
Well, I mean, this is extremely well put together, sir.
I mean, I'd be glad to accept. I just don't exactly know what you want me. What do you expect to be learning or doing?
just the scholarship, and I know a bit of artifice, sir. I'm capable of doing that sort of thing. And as he does this, Claire's gonna fucking hate that. Actually, no, I take that back. I decided against this. Never mind. You don't see that. That's not there. But he's like, I'm fairly good with enchantments and things of that nature. I'm.
Well, I don't know if you've read any of my other work, but enchantment's one of those things that I'm not really good at.
Which is why I thought I could help, sir. That was the thing. Sort of compliments to your already your capabilities. Like that part I know. It's the scholarship part that I need help on, sir.
I mean,
just-
absolutely. I just don't know how much pull I'd have with people looking into what scholarship you actually did.
Oh no, it's fine. So, like, if I can help you, then I can. I'm not saying that's, of course, at first or anything like that. But if you feel my help is significant, you can attach my name to the works, and then I can get recognition that way and gain prestige.
Okay, if there's one thing I can tell you, it's that while most group mentalities are shite, the one thing you do learn living in a monastery for years is that the greatest way to earn prestige is to help others and be kind. So, of course, you are more than welcome to help me. Welcome
Thank you,
aboard.
sir. Thank you, sir. And
Now, have a
he
muffin and some tea.
Thank you, sir. And he sits down. And some of his papers like fall to the ground. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir."
Oh, don't worry about it. Just make sure not to mix them in with mine.
Of course not, sir. Make me a perception check real quick.
Oh, Lord. He's trying to steal from you. I'm paranoid. 13.
You notice one of the papers has like diagrams for stuff. You don't really get a good look at what it is, but he said he was good with artifice. Like that seems.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, my name is Rents, sir.
Rent?
Rents.
Rents.
Short for Clarence, sir.
Aye. Good to meet you, Rents.
Thank you, sir.
Speaking of artifice and enchantment, tell me what you think of this. I'm going to go to the corner and I'm going to get the wash pot.
Oh, of course, sir. Let's see. And pulls out like jeweler's loop type thing and starts looking. It's like, and you've been around enough arcane spells to be able to tell. This is casting a spell through it. Interesting. It appears to have 2 low-level enchantments that are even more focused than general enchantments, which of course would allow it to be placed there more permanently. So specifically, it has the spell known as Unseen Servants, and also a prestidigitation effect specifically designed to clean clothing or linens or any other sorts of device without the use of water, which is useful. And anytime there's something dirty nearby, the Unseen Servants will take it, bring it over here, clean it, and then find an available space to put it neatly. So
Interesting. Now, I'm interested not in you as an intern, but as a potential friend. You'll still be an intern, don't worry. But if you could find a way to localize a spell of this nature to I don't need you to build one yet. I'm just wondering. To localize it to like a home, where it would just clean the home and organize the home. Like this, but a wider range, and it doesn't just focus on laundry.
Unfortunately, so with the increased complication of the tasks being intended for a particular item such as this, it would cause the issue of the enchantments would not be as permanent as it seems to be on this. I do have actually something similar, well, not quite similar, but interesting, and pulls out. It is a gray block about this big. And
That's what I think it is.
What
It
do you
couldn't
think
be
it
a
is?
cube of force, is it?
Nope.
Okay.
Let me double check to make sure I'm giving an accurate description on this.
I'm gonna say if this kid can make cubes of force, he's gonna get rich off me.
No, but he is good at making ever bright lanterns.
Claire, you probably didn't have to buy one.
That's great. 'Cause mine got destroyed.
When did yours get
Sarah.
destroyed? Hey,
I
Sarah, you back?
Yeah.
Hey, there you are.
I handed it to somebody at one point in the game, and it's gone.
Not your ever bright lantern. You
Mhm.
didn't
No,
have-
I still have it Everbright, yeah.
I was gonna say, I
There you
thought
go.
you had a regular lantern. That you had
Maybe you
for-
do have my ever bright lantern.
Because I know I had one.
You- no, you should still have one. It was in the pack. I don't think everybody ever used it because there was one in the pack. I remember. Anyway, so yeah, there's a little cube like about this. Is it? Do you have a sink, Hissa?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's an old kitchen. It's right
Yep.
around the corner.
Goes over and comes back, and it takes a little while. Comes back and is now carrying a 1 foot cube.
An expanding cube.
And then like says I'm sorry, sir, I will pay for any of this, but if I may. And takes some like crumbs and stuff like that and sprinkles it all along like one of the tables to basically make the table dirty.
Mhm.
Sets this cube on there. And and then like it starts moving
It's a Roomba.
across the thing. Make me an intelligence arcana check.
$17.
This was a piece of a gelatinous cube.
I kind of figured.
It is known as a cleaning cube.
My
Hmm.
real question is, how did he get a piece of a gelatinous cube and B manage to? I'm assuming the piece that was cut off died when it lost connection to the host blob. How did he manage to resurrect it with the urge to clean? That's really cool.
It is the piece of the gelatinous cube was actually used as a part of a enchantment, essentially. It is actually technically a sentient creature. It is called a cleaning cube. I've sent you guys the link to the common magic Eberron items before because that's where the war staff is. It's in that list. It's called a cleaning cube.
Okay.
I'm gonna name him Cubo.
By the way, were you having anybody over for breakfast today?
Me?
Yeah. No.
I mean, I.
Since Lycera's
what
back
day?
or anybody else?
That's a good question. What day is it?
I think he's actually talking to Lycera, but she
I am.
missed what
Yeah.
Unless it's the equivalent of Saturday, because Saturday is brunch.
is Saturday specifically brunch with Lycera?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's find out.
Sunday brunch is so cliche.
It is actually Saturday.
All right. So yes,
Lycera is coming over for brunch.
my new friend has just eaten a muffin.
Lysera, you
Yeah.
get
They
to
have
Mo's
tea,
house.
I guess.
It's Saturday brunch day.
Yeah.
I've
You have
made
noticed there's a
muffins.
new half orc in the neighborhood. Nar seems to actually have a friend. Like seems to be friends with him.
Hmm.
You see him out washing his horse.
Named Victoria. So you go over to Mo's place.
Who is it?
It's me.
About time.
Hmm.
Come on in.
She'll walk in.
Rents kind of actually stop straighter when that happens.
Hmm?
Rents is the person who's currently in Mo's place.
Oh.
Lysera, meet my intern.
I'm going to need Lysera to roll a
Apprentice.
perception check.
Oh, okay. First roll of the night. Wait, perception. All right. How much is my? Oh, okay.
It's high.
Not with that fucking roll.
What was it? What was it? Was it that?
It's close.
Fair enough.
It's a 10 overall. We should go
That's
put that.
actually not too bad. It's not.
I
enough
rolled
for,
a 3.
It's not enough for this, but you look at Rents and he looks familiar, somewhat. You can't quite place him, but he does look familiar.
She's just gonna stare until
He-
figures out.
He stands up and is like, "Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Rents. Just Rents, or short for Clarence. And he goes, right. This can be awkward, but it doesn't have to be. It was Claire when we met last.
Uh-huh.
It's Clarence now.
Huh?
Has it been working out for you?
She's just gonna stare for a bit. She's just trying to process that for a second. Like, what the fuck? She's gonna nod to answer the question.
Okay. If there's any problem, I'm actually going to be helping Fossil Hugger here. So, you have any problems or anything with it? Since I'll be around. She rolled like a 5 on figuring out whether or not Lysera noticed and assumed that Lysera did. She rolled fucking shit. Or sorry, he. Because
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
important. Was she? Now he.
So Rents is apparently really good with enchantment. It's going to be working as my apprentice, though I really think partner is a better term. I mean, better at different things than me.
Oh.
So, yeah. But you're more than welcome to stay for brunch. Lysera comes out for brunch on Saturdays.
That's just good to know. Is your other friend coming as well? The other elf.
No, he doesn't appreciate the gossip like we do.
Never invite him.
No, Mo has sent out blanket invitations. I absolutely believe Mo has sent out blanket invitations to everyone.
Yep. Lysera's the only one who showed up.
Cause friendship.
You know, oh yeah, that's right. Because Nara had a job. He just never showed up. He doesn't have a job right now.
I mean, technically, he has a job pretending to have a job.
Yeah.
It's actually his current job.
So you know what? Nara will stop by.
Please tell me that Nara stops by and drags the half orc with him.
Sure.
Excellent. We will get back to that.
Oh god, the half orc gets to meet a cheery halfling.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're Morgan. Anyway, Lysera.
Mm-hmm.
because we are running a little late, you probably will not meet your follower this time.
Oh no!
But we've met everybody else's follower, but there's somebody else I will take you to. So you'd go to the university to do research on like constellations, things like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're there. It's been 2 weeks for them, but like sometime during these 2 weeks. And Mo, you're actually going to get involved in this too. We're doing a bit of a time thing. But
It's rewind time.
Oh my god, that is. Morgan actually does kind of look like how I envisioned Mo.
I know. That's why it fucked with me so much. I was like, holy fuck, he's Morgan. Anyway, so you're there doing research in one of the rooms, and you're finding out more about the different stars, especially this bear with a crown. From one of your dreams. And you're probably doing research on the Emerald Claw.
Yeah.
Because they are actually in your constellations, which is somewhat troubling.
Very.
A little bit. So you're actually in the Carnathy section. Like finding out about who the Emerald Claw were, the fact that they were soldiers that didn't need supply lines to provide it for themselves. They were great boons to the Carnathy army. But for some reason, around 14 years ago, they fell out of favor. And then when Caius III took power, he straight up and outlawed them. They are also worshippers of the blood of bull. They are very devout in the idea of raise people up, literally raise them up. It's hard to raise family. According to Carnathys, depends on how close you bury them together. So, and you're deep into one of these books when the door opens up and this girl comes in and then like closes the door behind her and doesn't appear to have noticed you. Because Lysera grew up with a bunch of goblins and stuff like that, she's pretty good at determining age for different species. This girl's human. So she looks like she's about 14 years old. Maybe 15, possibly.
Okay.
She has dark black hair.
Still taller than Mo somehow.
Yeah, still taller than Mo.
Damn.
She is wearing a fairly elegant, actually, red dress. With like a black trim around it. She's
okay.
And she's looking at the door for a bit. Are you gonna say anything, or are you just gonna?
I'm going to say hello.
Oh, my apologies, mistress. I was looking for a book about the royal line of Carnath. I think I may have gotten it turned around. By the way, Lyser,
no.
she's not meeting your eyes. She is.
Oh my god.
I had to roll her deception, and it was not good. Versus like Sarah's freaking insight.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
nah. She's a 14-year-old kid. Kids don't know how to lie.
She's gonna try to like keep meeting her eyes as she's like moving around and whatnot. She's just gonna keep looking at her.
All right. And so, and I'm sorry I rushed. I was playing a game with a friend of mine. And you can hear out in the hall. Boom, 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 heavy footfalls. It sounds like stone landing on stone.
What the?
You know what a warforged sounds like.
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a big warforged.
Oh, my
Not like a huge, but larger than average. And as soon as she notices the sound, she like glances to the door real quick.
Lester's gonna walk towards the door.
It's so I'll book some kind of thing, right? And she is going to basically try to act like she's looking for a book.
Before she gets any closer to the door, when she
No,
says,
she. Oh, you mean Lysera? Sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Before
I mean,
she gets,
a trick. Say I when talking about Lysera. That way.
okay. As before I get closer to the door, she's going to grab the little girl's hand and just take her with her towards the door.
No, it's it's fine.
Uh-huh. Gonna keep going.
Okay. Are you just gonna open up the door to
Yeah, I'm
look
gonna
see
open
who's
up
out
the
there?
door, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a Warforged out there. He is big. His armor is, it's fully integrated with him, and what you can see of it's got a dullish silver color to it, which you know to be adamantine.
Okay.
He is wearing a tabard that has a symbol you have seen before on a necklace worn around a human's neck. A human that's missing her right eye.
Squint.
It is the symbol of Dul Ara.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And are you basically like just pulling the girl out to be like, hey, you're looking for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, I see that you have found my lost charge.
Seems to be the case, yeah.
Hadith, your cousin would not be happy to find out that you ran off. I am sorry, Tree. And just so I'd make that clear, she said, I am sorry, 3.
Okay.
Thanks, number 7.
Lysera, you were just looking through stuff about Karnath.
Uh-huh.
Hadith was the name you came across.
Okay.
Hadith Ir Vainan, the sister of Caius III of Karnath.
Real life princess.
Currently under the protection of her royal cousin, King Borinel of Breland.
Oh.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Nice.
Yay!
Fucking 3.
That reaction was worth it. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging in there with us. We've had some technical difficulties, some sleep schedule difficulties. We are glad that you've stuck around, listened to us. We will see you again next week, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
Check us out on Twitter at Waters Endless. Here on Twitch as Endless Waters Productions. Don't think I have any other socials set up yet.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. Anybody have anything else? So I also wanted to plug a podcast. It's a guy I work with. It's called No Room to Talk. It is a podcast. If you want to hear a man discuss some of the strange things that have been happening in our current times, give it a listen. Getty's a good friend. I'm going to see about getting a clip for break next week that we could possibly play of his stuff. But yeah, Again, thank you for coming. Support Alzheimer's awareness, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.